Mischief Castle REBIRTH.
Can you believe it? Can you believe that we're back?
We are so back.
We are so back.
What is up, gamers?
No one expected it. We're crawling out the grave. And Mischief Castle is back after a year. It's I don't know, maybe change the name or something.
Yeah, we're here with my guest Cameron.
No, all right. Well,
And Noah.
Good thing.
Shout out to Noah back there.
Dude, I never thought we'd be here again. Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought when I gave it up that would be the end of it, but like a horrible addiction to pornography, we've relapsed once again.
You didn't let it go. You did not let it go. When was the last episode? Like a year ago now?
It was episode 100 was the day after Thanksgiving it was recorded.
Oh, okay. So almost.
So, yeah.
Shit.
10
November
months.
is like...
Right on the corner.
It doesn't
2 months
say on
away.
clocks. I wish it did.
Yeah.
I wish some clocks probably do. Some watches. They probably have like a month.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. Usually. I feel like that's not normal.
Well, it depends on the size of the face of the watch. My dad buys these huge Invictas, and they have full calendars on them.
Oh,
almost.
fuck yeah.
Yep.
That's huge. Is
And
the calendar on Mars faster?
Why would it be faster?
Because, like, it doesn't rotate the same speed. I think it rotates faster, right?
Do you mean is the calendar shorter?
Yeah. Well, no, like, you're getting through the days faster.
So is the day shorter?
Yeah.
Because, okay, so when you say, is the calendar on Mars faster, what that means is that it is the same length, and it's 12 months long
Yeah.
with the same amount of days, but because of the rotation of the planet
Yeah, they're
and how
plowing
long
through
it takes to revolve around the sun,
Yeah.
it does the same like measured amount of time quicker at a higher rate. Which is just not true. That's not how calendars work.
No, yeah, I just imagine, like, a more narrow calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So they could fit in, like, 60 days into a month.
A more narrow calendar.
Yeah, narrow calendars. You could fit anything in them. It's crazy.
Call up Elon Musk. Get him on that.
You
That's
get
his
out of
next
sync with
patent.
people quick. Like, you start on the 1st. You quickly, like, have to set up, like, a holiday to fix that, you know?
I feel like it's basically just time zones taken up to like an order of magnitude, but people already can like there would be a like Google extension
Yeah.
that would tell you
It'd be annoying.
what day and what's the date and time on Mars right now.
Yeah. But, like, imagine you're talking to your Mars buddy, and you're like, all right, we're going to hang out tonight. We're going to play
Imagine having like a Discord gaming group. And
Yeah.
half of them are on Mars.
Oh, that'd be so annoying.
You could never set anything up.
You'd have to, like...
Imagine, you know what would be even worse because of the distance? You know how some people would like play D&D over Zoom during COVID? Imagine that, but one of them is on Mars. That would be such bad lag. Such
I
bad
already
delay.
have problems planning stuff out with normal Sundays.
Normal sun.
Yeah, like, it spins around normally here.
It does spin around normally here.
But, like, factoring in a guy with 3 nights in the same day, I don't want to think about that.
Well, it's 3 nights in your day.
Yeah, we'll meet you on the
Assuming
second
you're
night,
still here
bud.
on Earth. Well, there's so many logistical errors. I feel like there was a fucking movie about this in like 2011 or whatever about like the first kid born on Mars, and then he comes to Earth and his body starts breaking down because he's like different gravity or something, and he's like his bone structure is weaker. His
bones are made out of mud.
Yeah, it's made out of the red dirt.
Yeah. So we're back.
We're back, and a lot's happened. Lots happened. But first,
here's a message from our sponsor.
Here's a message from our sponsor.
Blue Chew.
Not Trojan condoms.
Dude, Trojan condoms.
I gotta go to bat for Blue Chew, right quick.
Oh, you do?
I didn't know.
What did you not know?
I knew what it did.
Oh no, you got to use it for the first time?
I got to use it for its actual use case.
No, it's kind of silly.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, no. It's like, okay, I got the like the 3 days one, the Tildalafil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
the one that I had first tried, like
the
as
one
a
that comes in
joke-
like the gray one. I think?
yeah, the gray one. I first tried the sildenafil, the black one,
Yeah.
as a joke a couple of years ago,
Yeah, that's like a little snack.
as like a little snack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was the bit, get everybody to try it, and then obviously I never used it, but
Getting women to try Blue Chew. That was a
that was
all-time
power.
bit.
I got 3.
You got
I got
3
three
women?
of them. Yeah.
You transed them all.
Yeah. Dude, it's boner superpowers.
No, it is. Yeah, especially if your dick works prior. It's insane.
Your dick works fine, and then all of a sudden, it's like you can, if you have a functional penis, you can sort of like force a half chub by like really digging into your brain and
Yeah.
like trying to focus on being horny and like picturing sex scenarios.
Yeah,
And stuff.
furries and stuff.
Yeah, furries and
Turtles.
and vor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So, but like, if you do it on the 3-day Blue Chew, it's like instant.
3D Blue Chew.
Yeah, 3-dimensional Blue Chew for
Oh,
three
fuck.
for 3 days. It's instant.
You get 3-dimensional penis.
Oh.
That's insane. No, it lasts.
It lasts and it's powerful.
It lasts for me. It lasted far too long. Like
It is a little annoying.
I gotta talk to like parents and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm camping down there right now. It's insane.
It was the worst. Like having a boner when you don't want one is top 5 worst male experiences probably.
I
Because
feel like
I never went through like school like getting like an NRB and having to like stand up in front of the class and give a presentation.
no, that was
But
a meme.
Yeah, that was a meme. But like now it's just like, oh, I'm just watching TV on the couch.
You're getting off on people's elbows and stuff.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Top notch,
My girlfriend accidentally brushes my knee when she stands up to go to the bathroom, and now I'm at 100% for no
Yeah,
reason.
she casts like a wind current from the other room,
Thank
and you're
you,
like,
Blue
oh
Chew.
my god.
Oh no.
No, yeah. It's I feel like it's less of a problem compared to like not getting hard. It's way better to just be hard.
It's a good problem to have.
Because there's been times where I'm like, oh, it's not working. I'm thinking about, I don't know, Breaking Bad right now. I'm not there.
I'm nervous. I can't do it.
I'm fucking scared, bro. It's been too long.
What if I forgot how to ride a bike?
Yeah. I don't know if I know how to ride a bike.
Did you ever at one point?
Yeah, I do.
Then you still know how to ride a bike.
Probably.
That's
yeah.
what they say is you never forget how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Speaking of riding bikes, motorcycle license. This guy
Where you going? You getting away on your motorcycle?
getting away
Yeah.
from what?
I don't know.
No,
Any problem? You could like lane split.
I could do that. Yeah,
You should get Keanu Reeves' bikes. He has that bike company.
they're way too fucking expensive because you're paying for the name.
Yeah, you are.
I'm getting a Honda. I'm getting a Honda CBR.
Honda Accord.
I had a joke a while ago. I think I don't know if I told it in front of you, but I was like addressing it at Malcolm about like a character, like a those guys. They're like Twitter reply guys who people like make fun of the fucking nerd emoji with the glasses. They'll like push their glasses up and be like, actually the sun revolves.
Oh yeah.
I had a character, one of those guys, but it's a Japanese dude named Honda, and instead of going, actually, he goes, "Well, Honda, according to my research."
So stupid.
I know. It's funny to think of one of those like shitty losers as like not the type of person you imagine them to be, like ethnicity wise. Like if it's
He's
just
like
some
super Japanese
millionaire
as well.
Japanese millionaire, and he's like really hot too.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
the guy from The Good Doctor. I am a surgeon. You ever see that?
No,
With the
no.
Asian dude. I have him on my phone, but he's got like a super chiseled jawline, like super masculine, way more masculine than like a normal East Asian person typically appears. Where Honda, this dude right here. Dr. Ken. I am a surgeon. What was the first thing we said we were going to talk about?
You had beef with Trojan condoms.
Oh yeah. Dude, some condoms do not make any sense to me on a conceptual level.
Yeah, they got gimmicks to that.
Dude, the gimmick condoms, they're like gimmick condoms are like fucking WWE championships. They're fucking meaningless. And they're
the icy hot thing.
Fire and ice does not make any sense to me whatsoever.
It's horrifying. It's bad news for both parties.
Yeah.
We saw it at the store just now. It was $3, and then there was a sticker on top of it saying half off. So half off. What are we doing here? It's $1.
It's $1. Yeah. Well, why? What is the point? What is that? What is that supposed to emulate? Because I think most people, like, my mind first goes to when I hear that the icy hot on your balls kind of experiment people would do. That kind of meme from like 10 years ago.
What was the experiment?
It was a copy pasta of like don't put icy hot on your dick.
Oh.
It was like a 4chan board that like it
never thought about it.
It numbs it and then it makes it way too cold and then it burns the shit out of it, which is what icy hot does. But it's obviously don't put that on your genitals.
It happens all at once. And then with icy hot, man.
And then like Tiger Balm. You remember when Jeff from Achievement Hunter put the Tiger Balm on his balls? It's like icy hot, but like 10 times worse.
Oh no, yeah.
It's like the rhino pill of icy hot.
Oh man.
So when I see that on a condom, I'm like, what the fuck? What is the point of that? And then there's the ones that are, in my opinion, entirely selfish, like the ribbed ones and the grooved ones.
Yeah.
That are supposed to have like the extra dildo action just for the girl or whatever, or for, the gay butthole if you swing that way. But
the mysterious gay butthole out there.
The one that does nothing for the penis inside of it. And then the one that I understand the least, and I see the least reason for, is the one that has like the numbing cream on one side.
Yeah.
So it's like you fully you can't feel anything. Your dick is worthless. It's useless. And then some people...
Is that to make you like last longer, maybe?
I think that's the idea.
Yeah, that must be it. It's on the dick side, right?
It's on the dick side, but
okay.
but it's a fucking condom. If you flip it the wrong way, you can just numb the pussy area up.
You're out there being a doctor.
Then you're essentially trapped. It's like, what do you do? What do you do now? It's like now you're in the unresponsive walls. What do you do?
That's when you get a phone call and you say, "I gotta go home. I'm busy." I can't deal with this.
Are you the girl in this scenario, or are you?
I'm the guy, bro.
You're upset about this.
I don't know what to do. I get scared.
You don't know what to do about a problem that you, in this case, would have caused.
I'd get away. I'd be like, some important business came up. Actually,
doing the Houdini trick or whatever.
Yeah, I'm for sure Houdini in this moment. I'd vanish. I'd be like, look over there for 15 seconds, and I'll be gone. That's a rough one. If you numb up your girl, and then she's just numb.
Yeah.
She's like, "What the fuck happened to me?" She calls the police.
What the fuck happened to me,
dude? What the fuck? No, I've never used those. I used the fire and ice one, and it's not like
you used it. You
have
have first-hand experience.
I have first-hand experience.
Oh my gosh.
I thought, I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be a little warm and a little cool.
A little warm.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's experiment. Let's go. I put it on, and it gives you like a clearance of like maybe 30 seconds of like you don't feel anything. It's just like normal. But then it seeps in, bro, and it's bad. Both the coolness and the warmness hit you all at the same time. You stuck your dick in a spicy fucking chicken sandwich. It hurts so bad, and it feels like there's a breeze on it while it's burning. And it's double-sided. It's for the guy and the girl. So we're both suffering.
So it's super torture.
So it was
like a BDSM condom almost.
It was like 10 pumps, and then we're both like running for the showers. And you can't wash it off. It's like fucking hydrophobic.
No.
Yeah. So it's just, you're trying to scrub it off, and it's just pain. That is a good one to like, that's like a nice prank gift.
Having to like take steel wool to your penis to wipe off the gel.
I didn't even want to think about sex for months after that. I was like, maybe I'm asexual. This is crazy. No,
that's
that was traumatic.
right there.
That ruined such a good night. That ruined everything. Like instantly. That was so lame.
That's like the Bean Boozled of sex.
Yeah, I think I gave them to my buddy after. He never touched them, but I hoped he did to ruin his night. I like to spread the damage.
You're evil. You're fully locked into the evil route.
I can't be the only one that's suffering out there in the world, you know? I'm great. No, I'm fine.
I know.
I play it up.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm content with everything. I'm fine.
Exactly.
I don't even listen to sad music, bro. I don't listen to music, period, actually.
You what?
I love listening to music when I'm either really happy or really sad. Because sad music is great. Happy music, you're just in there. I'm just like content. I'm like fine.
Content music.
Yeah, there's no such thing as content music.
Yeah, it's elevator music. It's background.
Piano, yeah, I guess. But
Just menu music.
yeah.
Menu music is content.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something.
Yep.
Yeah, right now I'm just good.
I think menu is the menu and pause screen and UI underrated element of the world we live in.
Ooh.
Like digital media and websites. A good screen and a good animation between menu items.
Yeah, we're missing some good music
I
in there.
fucks with that. And some good music as well.
Dead Rising 2 mall music was my haven for a bit. I would just listen to that.
I thought that played. Is that during the game when you're running? Oh, it plays. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I like. You haven't played Persona, but Persona's got a really good soundtrack. And in Persona 5, you like go to the doctor for your healing items. Are you allowed to play that?
It's not. It's public domain. They don't own this.
Oh, I know. I've heard this song before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good song. And in Persona 5, you have to like go to a doctor's office on the map for your healing items to like buy your healing items.
Right.
And the doctor's office, I think the music is called like Waiting Room or something. Banger content track.
Okay. I'll have to look into it. Yeah.
Not too much energy, not happy or sad, doesn't really convey any emotions other than the fact that this is a doctor's office.
Yeah. That's gonna be a funny thing to go out like on a date and like what music do you listen to? Content music. That's dude.
I mean that's a better statement than what you initially started with because
no music.
Your first sentence was, "Hey, what kind of music do you listen to?" I don't.
I've been trying that out lately.
If that's the first question you ask on a date, I think that kind of points the trajectory of the rest of it without having to go through it.
Yeah.
Going on a date with like a Post-it note of like to play 21 questions, and then you just get the first one wrong, and it's like, oh, cut it short. Hey, separate checks. Yeah,
you're saying no music to that question. It's like, bro, that's not even just failing the QuickTime. That's not pressing any buttons on the QuickTime event. You just watch the screen. That's a pretty bad one. I've been testing it out lately, not on dates, just like when people ask me, like, "Oh, what do you listen to?" I'm like, "Nothing." No.
I think it's a funny idea to like get asked a question on a date and then treat it like it's a game show, like you're like Family Feud. Be like, pass. Next.
Oh my god, with the right
background music of like the 20-second countdown.
I hear it in
like
my head.
The fast money or whatever in Family Feud, and you're like, there's a. Imagine you're at a nice restaurant. The waitress just put down your drinks. You're like staring at the floor underneath your chair, and she's like, "So what kind of music do you listen to?" Pass. Next question, Steve.
What do you like to eat? Oh fuck. Phone a friend. Fuck.
No deal. No deal.
Pass is the craziest thing. That's worse than no music. That's pretty bad.
Because like for like when people refuse to answer like a kind of a loaded question on some things, and it's the implication is that their refusal to answer kind of tells you what the answer is anyway.
Right.
But on something that has absolutely no stakes,
oh my god,
the idea of like passing or like refusing to answer is so funny. Because it doesn't actually mean anything. Why are you passing on that?
Oh, it's like, oh, do you like Pepsi? Pass. You're out of breath, out of the fucking nowhere.
You're sweating.
Oh, my forehead sweat. You can't even see through it.
Dripping.
It's like, fuck.
You're wearing sunglasses to like hide the nervousness in your eyes, but they're all fogged up, so you can't see anything.
You're crying underneath. You don't know what to do. Fucking shaking.
Pass.
They pass you the check. You fucking keep missing it. You're so nervous.
It's funnier to like imagine saying pass to like a yes or no question.
Yeah.
like ordering a something at like McDonald's drive-thru, like, oh, would you like to make that a large for just $1 more? Pass. Next.
A cop pulls you over. He asks you, do you know how fast you were going? Pass. I'm good. Pass.
Dude, questions, they provide the funniest basis for comedy by like changing something so simple yet fundamental.
Oh my God.
Like a cop pulls you over, and like how funny would it be if instead of like he comes up to the window, he goes license or registration, he goes license or registration, and you get caught off.
I think
License or registration, pass. But you choose one to give to him. But like if you don't figure that out in the QuickTime event, he takes out a gun and shoots.
Yeah. You have to sit there. You're like, I'll give you license.
We need
pass.
We need more QuickTime events in real life.
Oh, I wish.
QuickTime. I mean, they don't function like games where you press a button.
No.
It's like you see like a dialogue option in your head, and then the timer kind of goes down from there. It's like it's more like Mass Effect. It's like Mass Effect dialogue options with like a much shorter timer than it is a.
It's insanely
button
fast. You don't even get the time to read all the options. That's the problem.
No,
sometimes.
exactly. You can't. Yeah.
You get to like skim maybe the top 2. You didn't get to see the bottom 4.
And
two.
if you try to read the bottom 2, you're just gonna say a combination of the first 2.
Oh
and
yeah.
Get a much
or just
worse,
run out of timer.
a secret bad ending.
Oh my God.
A secret worst ending.
The secret bad ending where you pick 2 options. Oh, that's unbelievable. I'd much in it. That's the thing.
Oh, it's a boss fight. When you're
Yeah.
in a QuickTime event, it's a boss fight. When you think
Yeah.
about it backwards, that's when it's a QuickTime event.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, dude. I had those options. Shit, I didn't press X.
I failed. I didn't make it to the second phase.
Fuck, man. Or sometimes you accidentally just fucking blindfolded press the right button.
You didn't even know you could block over the. You could jump over the unblockable attack.
Oh my God, you glitched him, bro.
Dude, you could. Oh my gosh.
Frame perfect parry, bro. It was insane. That's how I hand those passes out, bro. Pass.
Doing a red parry on an argument with your girlfriend.
Yeah, that's like saying pass.
Like imagine having like a really like heated argument with your girlfriend, and you're like about to lose, but then you pull out like an Evo moment 37, and you go ding 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 ding.
Before she even finishes the sentence, you just say no thanks, and then you're done there.
Pass.
You start glitching her out. She starts like skipping through our dialogue on accident.
Oh, Daigo does the super. Oh, and Stacy's dead. Whoa.
Jesus Christ. Oh man.
What a comeback from the champion.
If you could skip dialogue in real life, I'd be ruined. I'd fuck it up so bad.
You're not saving time. You're
No.
skipping the time in your life.
Yeah.
You're skipping through because that other person still has to live through them saying the thing that you're skipping.
Yeah.
So the time is still the same. You're just like blacking out and then blacking back in.
It'd be like Click.
It would be like Click,
Oh,
where you
man.
get old. You'd get old so fast. Like
Oh, fuck.
your perceived amount of time.
I'd
Like
be 40 in like a weekend. It'd be crazy.
if you got this power on your birthday,
Oh.
the perceived amount of time to your next birthday would be like 4 months,
Yeah.
which is super scary.
Because like in Starfield, I just went back to Starfield, and every dialogue, I'm like, I skimmed like the first half of the sentence. I'm like, I got it. Skip. And then one dialogue was like, the girl, no, some dude, my captain or something. He asked me, he's like, yo, so we were talking about that earlier. Like, what did I run it by me again? What I said, just to make sure you're hearing me. And I'm like, oh fuck. And then those 4 options came up on a time limit.
I hate when a game.
And I'm like,
when a game gives you a quick time event about something they know you don't care about.
they knew I skipped. They knew. And that dialogue was nothing. It was a nothing burger. It was about a history and that doesn't matter. And I was like, no. They're like, what does this sentence mean? We talked about it earlier. I'm like, oh, dude, no. Please don't.
The skill check for history should be in the game. It shouldn't be in real life of me memorizing dialogue. I don't
want real life history checks, bro. Not once. I hate that in real life. Like people saying, you remember my name? I'm like, fuck, dude. Could I just roll a perfect right now?
I don't think you've ever passed a history check with me. Like we started hanging out again regularly like 2.5 years ago, and I gave up on asking you questions about things that happened.
Ask me any question.
That we were both there for. Oh, almost 6 months in.
Okay.
I was hanging out because I was like, there's no way he's ever gonna get one of these.
Ask me any question.
Any
History check.
question.
I got a boost, all right?
Oh, you have a.
Yeah.
Oh, you have guidance on right now.
Yeah, I have guidance.
Oh, okay.
So we're good.
Yeah, I have to think for a second.
And I have inspiration. I could re-roll also.
You have inspiration?
Yeah, you won't even know that. It's
Oh,
gonna be
fuck.
crazy.
Well, inspiration is a +1. You mean you have advantage?
Oh, advantage, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck, dude.
Damn.
I failed that history check there.
I don't even need. You did it to yourself.
Hold on a second.
You trapped yourself.
That didn't happen.
You got a bad ending. Good thing you had advantage on this conversation.
Yeah, so it went smoothly.
Now you don't have advantage on this question because you
Fuck.
used it on that on
God.
on the attack roll.
All right.
You attack rolled me on a conversation.
Fuck, dude. Oh, no. If I fuck this up, I got an invisibility potion. I'm gone, bro.
Do you remember where the Transformers were in one of our earliest episodes?
Africa.
Okay. All
They were in
you passed.
Africa.
You passed. Good.
And Megatron had a name I shall not speak of.
Oh, now you want to get squirrely about saying the N-word?
Yeah, I'm a changed man.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. That's why we're back after almost a year. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've changed.
I'm different.
Because suddenly Alexei changed, which is a sentence no one ever thought would be said out loud.
I mean, I've changed. You
Have
should have
you?
met me when I was like 1 year old. I'm quite fucking different, bro. What do you mean?
I take up way more space now.
Dude, volume? Oh.
Mass times volume.
Holy
Secret
shit,
third
dude.
thing. Black holes.
I'm like bigger than my mom, bro. I can't believe I fit in there, you know? It's crazy.
Well, you were kind of like a zip file back then.
Yeah. Imagine if people shit out like full humans.
What? I mean, they would still have to be like. They don't have to be like babies as we know them, but they have to be smaller. They can't be like they have to be zip file versions of people.
You know how snakes can open their mouth big? By like dislocating their mouth jaw?
Dislocating the hip bones
Yeah, exactly.
to widen the birth canal.
You'd pop out a guy, and he has a passport and his fucking
That
social
would be,
security card, everything.
Dude, imagine pregnant women in that scenario.
Oh my god.
That would actually be like stupid vor art in real life.
Oh
where
no.
you're carrying,
I
like,
take it back. I take it back. Pass.
Oh man, who pass? Save scum. Back 10 seconds.
Fuck, good thing I
before I
saved.
said that.
So yeah, Africa.
I had a wild night 2 nights ago.
I didn't
I had
realize
a
how wild it was
I
because
had
I
a
was
wild
drunk.
weekend actually. I gotta ask you first how your weekend was, how that birthday party was, because I remember we were on the phone for a little bit, but I was gone, dude.
So
before I get into this, you want to tell me how that was on your
it was
end?
pretty normal, nothing too crazy. Just went out with some friends. So, I didn't know most people except for one of the girls there, and then obviously the 2 friends that I was there for. But we just went out to this Asian barbecue place thing. It's like a hot pot place where they have the stove on the table.
I
think it's called Mosu or something. That place. It's near. It's on Wolf Road. Really fucking
on Wolf Road. Oh yeah. I know
really
that one.
damn good. They give you the broth, they pour it out, and you dip your meats in there, cook them in
And
the
then
broth.
you put it on the grill right in the middle of the table.
This one
Everybody's,
didn't
like,
have a
sharing
grill.
it.
You just cook it right in the broth. The broth is boiling. So you
Really?
I got like the beef, like thin little beef things, and I just dip it in for 5 seconds, take it out, perfectly cooked.
Oh, never
and eat
mind.
it.
That's not a yakiniku. Okay.
Yeah. No, it was
Cool.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Got very drunk.
I've had a.
Oh, quick thing before.
Yep.
Whatever happened to shots, bro? Like, even fancy places need to have just vodka. Like, I wanted that as an option. They're like, yeah, for shots we have this. They give me an iPad. They're like, pick one of them. None of them is just Grey Goose. You can't order that. You're not allowed. You need a shot full of
You don't have
like,
anything. They don't have anything on Well or in the.
I'm sure they do. They have a bar. I could have walked up and been like, pour me one.
Yeah, but the bar menu wouldn't be different than whatever you're getting at a table.
Oh, the table was different.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's retarded.
I had to like pick a shot with like 10 different ingredients inside of it. Mind you, tasted great, but I was like, dude, where is the Grey Goose? Where is the Smirnoff? What are we doing here? That was my. Don't complicate shots. They're shots. Just if I wanted a mixed drink, I would order a drink. I'd order a little cocktail. I'd be cute
Yeah.
with my little cocktail with the sugar on the rim. I'd be a little fag with my little drink. Just give me the fucking vodka.
Whoa, dude, a slur? What happened to being a changed man?
No, That wasn't me.
You just changed off of one letter.
You're lucky I didn't say fagger.
I still do drugs. I just don't do this one drug.
Yeah, dude.
Fagger.
Yeah. Oh
Trying to
shit.
slip that one in there while I was saying something.
I said fagga, bro. Don't.
Yeah, fagger's our word. You can say fagga.
Yeah, dude. That's my word, bro. I have a gay friend.
Lucky for you, I could never.
Oh.
Oh, is it?
What?
Never mind. Never mind.
Oh no. Oh no. That's not what I was referring to.
So this weekend, I guess I'll just start with Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, my girlfriend called me over to her place, and that I had a girlfriend. That was a big thing that happened this year.
So
And,
it's had for sure now.
Yeah, it's had.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So she calls me over, and she says we need to have like a pretty serious talk.
And did you say pass?
Almost. Because no, like dude, I failed a quick time
Oh,
event.
fuck, did you hit 3 of them?
So the new Matt Walsh movie that's apparently in theaters that you can only see in Saratoga around here.
Okay.
And while I was doing that, my girlfriend was a couple hours away at a concert. She went to a concert. And so we're both driving home at the same time. She calls me, and she's like telling me about the concert, and one of the bands she was there to see has like a lead singer that's trans, and you can already guess my feelings about something like that.
Oh,
But
no.
I cared more about her than I did about like saying that I didn't fuck with that. But she cares about that kind of stuff. So she was like, and the lead singer's trans, and they got such a vocal range, and there was like a little kid in the front, and isn't it awesome that there was a little kid in that environment? Isn't that awesome?
Okay.
And then
what was your
and
response?
then I
Oh,
failed
no.
the QuickTime event.
Oh,
I didn't say
jeez.
anything. I picked say nothing.
Oh, you let the timer run?
I didn't hit any of the buttons.
No, exactly what we were talking about.
And
Fuck.
then when I realized that I didn't say anything,
Yeah.
I was just driving, and then I was like, oh fuck, I didn't say anything. And I went, I like, when she was like, are you still there? And I went, whoa! And I pretended that like somebody nearly like crashed into me. And I was like, sorry,
Oh, no.
there's traffic's crazy right now.
Oh, buddy, no.
And but she saw through that.
Yeah,
And then
you're not. There's no persuasion check there.
No,
bro.
I failed the persuasion check. That was like a 20. I chose the 20 on the persuasion, and I rolled like a 5,
Oh no.
even with guidance.
No, there was no hope there.
There was no hope there. But so she like went quiet, and then like pretty much ended the conversation there and hung up on me. And then she called me back at like midnight, and she was like, I think you should come over tomorrow, and we need to have a serious conversation.
Oh shit.
And then it happened. And I shit you not, the reason she broke up with me is because I'm not woke. Now, I'm not gonna shit talk this woman, but like she's woke progressive lib,
Yeah.
and personally, the things that I liked about her had nothing to do with that, so I don't care that she has that kind of ideology. But she's like an activist about stuff, and she cares that I don't care. So she broke up with me for that.
Yeah.
Among some other small stuff I don't want to get into. But I fucking failed the QuickTime event. So I left girlfriendless, and I went up to Toga again because Theo, you remember Theo.
Yeah.
Call back to Chatterfest. He also just broke up with his girlfriend. He's like, hey, let's go grab some drinks. We go out in the town.
Gay little date.
We had a little gay date.
Yeah. Fuck women. You know, that type of.
But
vibe.
then he fucks women. So we get to this one bar. At the end of the night, I'm kind of hammered. Like it kicks in there that I'm kind of hammered because I'm like kind of trying to focus on what's happening and I can't really get it. He sees this one chick at the bar. He like starts talking to her, and she has like a friend there. So like I go around them and start talking to her friend just so I'm not like by myself doing nothing.
Right.
And then eventually after a while, I think the bar closes or something, and then Theo and this girl walk off. And then the girl I'm talking to is like, hey, they're leaving. We got to go. So we basically just start tailing them back to her place. She like lives in the area.
Yeah.
They end up back at her house. I don't even know where this other girl that I was talking to goes.
Oh no.
And I'm like by myself trying to leave this house, but there's like a dog, and the dog's like all up on me, and I'm like, I gotta fucking get out of here.
You started a combat scenario.
So I walked out. I left, and I'm up in Saratoga. I'm up in Ballston Spa, and I left. I kind of vaguely knew where I was and what direction I had come from
That's good.
when I walked out. But then, somewhere between taking my first few steps out the door and you calling me back, because I had contacted you earlier in the day, you calling me back and us both having drunken conversations,
Yeah, I was
I
wasted.
blocked out and I walked miles in the wrong direction
While we were talking,
while we were talking. So we're talking,
and you're clearing miles.
I'm clearing out. Dude, I walked so far that genuinely my drunken brain was like seeing the stimulus around me of like shopping centers and stuff, and I thought I was in Schenectady.
Oh, what?
I thought I had walked like
I've had
20
moments like
something
that.
miles.
Yeah, no.
So we get off the phone, and I am still my body's kind of like on autopilot while my brain is
You're
trying
just
to
like
to slosh through the being drunk and figuring out what's going on. But I like don't stop walking until I recognize where I am. So I'm on the left side of Route 9, like facing where cars are coming, and I'm like the shoulder, and I don't really like come to and recognize where I am until I see like a car dealership in front of a roundabout, and I recognize that I'm at exit 12 on the Northway. Exit 12 is about 10 miles from where my car is parked. So I remember where I'm parked, and I remember how to get there.
Yeah.
So I pull it up on my phone on Google Maps. I got like 20% battery. Says 5 hours. So I just start hot-footing it, and like I'm like kind of halfway trying to like hitchhike a little bit anytime I see some headlights, but I know that nobody's going to stop because it's the middle of the night in Saratoga, and obviously nobody does.
I mean,
and I'm like,
you might have a chance with like some younger
I'm like
people.
listening to music in my headphones full blast, trying to like just pass the time. I'm like
You're in a movie in your head.
I'm like I'm like looking down at the ground, sprinting into my own shadow, and like I can recognize that like my feet and my calves and my hips really hurt from walking so far.
You're
in,
fast
like,
traveling right now.
not comfortable shoes. And then I look up, and the sun's coming up, and I'm back in the Saratoga City Center.
Oh, fuck.
So when the sun comes up, I hit a save point, and I wake up, and I'm like, oh, shit. I know where my car is. It's a couple blocks from here. So I did fast travel by blacking out, but I make it back to my car. I get through a couple homeless people. I'm like, a couple homeless people asked me for money, and I didn't have to even lie or be like, no, I don't want to. I was like, bro, I walked 10 miles to get here. I can't. And they're all like, oh, I got you, brother. I understand.
Yeah. They're like, fuck, you're homeless with us
Yeah,
now.
I was basically homeless.
got a tent,
I wasn't homeless. I was a nomad.
Yeah, you're a nomad.
So I get back to my car, 6 a.m. I get in my car. I'm like, my phone's dead. My phone died like 2 hours. I plug it in I start my car. I'm like, is it Mickey D's time? I Google the local McDonald's. Yeah. That drive-thru's open, baby.
Oh, fuck.
So you know I got to get me that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know I got to get me that
That
blackout.
early morning
That
blackout,
early morning
yeah.
blackout McGriddle.
Oh, it's the best.
It's the best. And that greasy ass motherfucking fake hash brown.
That hash brown's so good when you're drunk.
It got me home.
Oh,
It got me home.
It's like, who needs women? I got this little hash brown.
I got this little like 1,000-calorie hash brown.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The worst part is like it's a good story, and honestly, it didn't affect me that negatively. I don't mind doing something like that. The worst part, I had work the next day. So I got like I got like 5-6-ish hours of sleep, and then I wake up and my legs are fucking shot, dude. They're on fire. They're like a post-fire and ice penis. Like, I can't. Like I could barely walk. So I'm cranking Tylenol extra strength, and I go to work, and I'm still a fucking busser at a brewery, so my whole day is on the feet.
Oh, that's AIDS.
And I cranked out a
Jesus.
6-hour shift all on my feet.
I'd be like, dude, nah.
After that,
I'd
we do have an upside.
Okay.
Right before I went to work, I did put a down payment on my bike. So
Let's go.
that will be that will be coming in the near future.
When are you? Do you know when you're picking it up or?
I found it on Facebook Marketplace for like mad cheap. It only has one thing wrong with it, and I can fix it
Okay.
myself for cheap. But the guy's just waiting on a new title because it was like a salvage.
Okay.
It was like a salvage that rebuilt.
Okay.
So, whenever that new title comes in the mail, he said he's going to text me. I gave him $200. He gave me the key to the bike, so I'm pretty sure he's not screwing me over on this.
Hell yeah.
And but I don't know when he put in the order for it, like whether it was
Like
when the listing went up or when I said I want to buy it. So I don't know.
Sooner than later. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really care.
So you already put in it's yours.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The listing's down. It's
Yeah.
my bike.
Get it fixed up. Go on a motorcycle road trip.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be sick. Go for cruises. That must feel wild going on a cruise on like I don't know. You don't even have to go that fast to feel fast.
The thing about bikes is you really lose your sense of speed.
Yeah.
During the training course to get my license, I was on this like really small bike.
Mhm.
The ones that like really people like are even like your size are not recommended to like learn on because they're so small. They're for like kids or like people
I feel
who
like
just
my
got their
legs are like
license.
a weird length. That'd be annoying.
Yeah, it was it was a whole thing, but the way bikes speed up because of how little weight they're actually pushing.
You feel the pivot.
You feel the pivot when you're changing gears, but when you're just giving it throttle, even a bike with like 10 horsepower,
Yeah. They're not moving that much weight.
they're not moving that much weight, and the bike I was on is like 150 pounds. So it's just me. I'm 170, so 320 pounds that's 1 horsepower.
Yeah.
This thing had 10, 12 in first gear. It's getting up to like 18 miles an hour in like less than 2 seconds. So while I'm on a learning course, I like completely didn't even know. I like looked down at my speedometer. I'm like, oh, that's way too fast for this drill.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. It's a great experience.
But
man.
that's why they let give leeway to some guys on bikes. Like for cars, it's like 10 over, you're fine. Like that's where you're on the line. It's like 20 over for motorcycles. That's what they start worrying about you.
As long as you're like blatantly not going like
Yeah.
twice as fast as everyone else,
Oh yeah, yeah.
they don't really care.
Um,
Especially when they like pull a biker over and get their motorcycle license. They see like when it was given to them. Like if they're a new biker and it was just issued to them, they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you don't even know yet.
Are you picking it up within the state, or is it out of state?
Oh yeah, dude, it's in Troy. It's 10
It's in
minutes.
Troy.
It's 10 minutes from my
perfect.
fucking house.
Okay. Oh, you should not even tell me you got it. Just pull up one of the times we hang out on it.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna be like, hey, look outside.
That'd be wild. That'd be crazy. I am not sitting on the back, bro.
No, Noah is though. He called it. He wants it.
I'm not doing that.
Well, you don't have a helmet, so I wouldn't
No.
even let you on.
Dude, I'd get us killed.
It's really, honestly, it's not that hard. It's not that different.
Being a person on your back.
We
your
actually
weight shift.
we actually did drills for passenger
Really?
on the bike.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's part of a motorcycle license requires a 5-hour the same way a regular driver's license does. So I took it online and they cover it in that, and then you do drills in person for it. All the passenger has to do is try to keep the other, like stick their arms and legs out too far one way or the other, or like shake the person who's driving. The bike will stay balanced because the other person who's not operating it is essentially cargo. As long as they don't fall over, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
I'd just be
it's
worried
just
about
added
someone
weight.
trying to adjust their weight in mid-turn. That'd be scary.
No, you don't do that.
No, I know
As-
the person on the back. Like on that, like if they don't know, they're
Well,
like,
I mean,
oh, maybe I'll help them out, and they just
You'd
start
have
shifting weight.
You'd have to tell them.
Yeah.
You'd have to tell
give like a
them what I
mini
just
crash
told
course
you.
before, yeah. No, that would scare me. I wouldn't trust anybody if I had a motorcycle. I would be like, no, just me. Just me, dude.
Magnet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They like them.
They're pretty cool.
That's not why I got it. I got it because I've always wanted to have a motorcycle. But there's an added bonus that I can
Yeah, you could stick a woman in the glove box.
I can stick a woman in the glove box. The glove box is under your seat.
Yeah.
That's where all the storage is.
Oh God, I forgot that's where it is.
Cramming a zip file of a person,
Folding them up,
doing a quick time event to try and fold someone as a zip file.
teaching them the origami stretches, man.
I got this written down as a topic. Have you ever fully lost a sense? One of your 5 senses? For even temporarily, but have you ever like fully lost it?
Fully? Yeah, my vision. It was like, I think my heart did something. Maybe I had a stroke. I don't know what the fuck it was. I was walking down the stairs, and I was like little, and my parents were yelling at me. I'm like, fuck, I was playing Halo too loud or something. I'm walking down the stairs, and then I start getting tunnel vision, but not like the black, like everything fades to black. Everything started fading to white. That scared the fuck out of me. It was like a fade to white tunnel, and then my vision went fully white, then started dimming and went black. I lost my vision, like pitch black. I kept opening my eyes as wide as I could, and nothing was coming in. It was so scary.
I also fully lost my vision once. I was in it was 9th grade. It was 9th grade homeroom.
Ooh.
I was there with
The good old
I was there with
days.
Savannah actually.
Oh shit.
And I started getting a migraine. And it was the kind of migraine where like all like the splotches of color kind of peer in from your peripheral, and then they center in on the entirety of your vision. But it was the first time it had ever happened to me. So I didn't know what was going on. Because that phase of that kind of migraine happens before the headache part. So when it's first time, no idea. So all these like colors started like fading into my vision, and I was like, I could only focus on things in the center point, but as I was focusing, they would creep in and cut that off too.
Oh, you had a fucking ocular migraine.
I had an ocular migraine, and
Those
then
are trippy.
And then I was telling Savannah what was happening to me and how I was like kind of getting scared.
You had
and
the
stuff.
rainbows in your vision
Yeah.
and shit.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then other kids in my homeroom heard me telling her this, and they started like she was the only person like kind of showing me concern at all. And then other kids who were hearing this conversation started like making fun of me for having it. And then like we were like making fun of her for like, they were like doing like the weird bully thing where they're like shipping us together, but also making fun of us for being shipped together.
Dude,
They're like, you're gonna hold Cameron's hand and take him to the nurse's office. You're gonna hold Cameron's dick and help him pee, like that kind of stuff.
I love kids, man.
They're so mean for
I
no
love
reason.
that.
But that's she had to actually hold my hand and bring me to the nurse's
Oh
office.
no, she's
And
pretty
then,
cool.
And then she is. And then they called my mom, and my mom took me out of school because she gets those kind of migraines too, and my dad does as well. And but that's how I lost my vision. I don't know if I ever told you this. Both my mom and my dad get really bad types of migraine, multiple types of them, and so this is a problem I've just genetically had to deal with for my whole life. But when I was a kid, I don't know where this came. This literally might be like island magic logic, but my dad used to parrot this line all the time. I would get a headache or a migraine. He goes, "Kids don't get headaches," and not help me and not deal with it at all.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I know, right?
Oh my, I gotta do that if I ever have kids.
If you ever have an issue that you don't want to deal with because you're like, your health insurance is faulty, you're like, actually, kids can't get that, and then you never deal with it.
Dad, I scraped my knee. Kids don't bleed. What are you talking about?
Kids don't even have skin.
Kids don't have skin. You're not old enough yet.
He also used to say,
That's so funny.
he also used to say, kids can't get tired,
Yeah.
as in like kids have infinite energy.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to smoke when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually did a good job of keeping me away from secondhand smoke. Like she never smoked in front of me. Like there was a back section of our house we lived in where she would go to
That's nice.
smoke so that it wouldn't affect me at
just
all.
at the dinner table, just fucking.
Yeah. But sometimes I would go back into that area if we were like having a conversation or if I needed something.
You get gassed out.
So I ended up getting gassed out a little bit sometimes anyway. When I was really young, I started my development, and I would get tired because of this.
Oh yeah.
But my dad, especially when I was like 6, 7, like a really little kid, he would go, kids don't get tired. Get back out there. And he wouldn't help me. He wouldn't give me water. He wouldn't help me. He wouldn't train me on like or tell me like how to moderate it at all. Because like when you're a little kid, when you start running for like sports, you just sprint the whole time.
You're holding your breath just running.
You do like the lowest IQ shit because you don't know about moderation at all yet.
I mean, honestly, even as an adult, when I started running, I just flat out started running. I was like, why am I getting gassed?
I sprint and I gas out quicker than the rest of these kids, obviously, because I have a lower lung capacity. And I was quite small. So he wouldn't help me at all.
Oh, no.
And I think that might be like just a thing from Grenada.
I mean...
Because he's obviously wrong, like duh. But I've never like confronted him about this, so I don't know where his rationale and reasoning for that came from.
It's definitely old country type shit.
Yeah, it has to be.
That's like whenever I'd like get like sad or something, my mom's like, "No, there's no such thing as depression. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Mom, I want to die." She's like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." That
might be like a poverty psychology.
That was No, there was nobody in Ukraine would go to to get any help for anything.
Never.
Your stomach hurts, just like fucking just poop a lot, bro. Just poop it out. Poop out the pain. You get injured, we'll fucking rub some plants on it and you're gonna be fine. That was the mentality.
Have you ever lost any of your other senses aside from sight?
I don't know I feel like this is normal. I've asked a few people and this happens to them sometimes. When you're sitting there and there's nothing specific happening, and then just one of your ears sounds like there's a flashbang that went off and it just starts ringing. Yeah, that's a weird thing.
I think that's a mild tinnitus that a lot of people get because of headphones.
It's like hearing shuts off and it's just ringing. It's crazy.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. You know, actually, have you ever rubbed like the back of your skull right behind your ear? That turns it off almost immediately.
Does it? Oh, I should try that next time.
Yeah, like this part right here. If you just push that and rub it a little bit, it turns it off almost immediately.
Maybe it's like a blood flow thing. I don't know.
I think I think that's exactly what it is. It's because there's like an internal pressure system leading from your eardrum that goes all the way around your ears. So if you cut off part of the vein that goes up from your neck, like your carotid goes up through your neck, past your jawline and into your ear before it flows back into the upper part of your skull, that artery is connected to the where your skull meets your jaw. And then if you press that in, I think you're cutting it off a little bit, and it just factory resets.
I'll try that. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, human bodies are strange, but they're also kind of awesome.
Fucking magic. That's what they are. It's like, Jesus, I'm still alive.
Magic of the human body.
I come and I pee out of
I
this thing.
And I pee.
It's multi-purpose. I got a multi-purpose
We're 3/4 of the way to a cloaca, dude. Which is a bad thought.
Dicks are just cloacas, man.
Isn't it funny how, like, with the magic of the human body, like, men are typically, like, considered kind of dirty, but our bodies and the way that we function is not. Like, we're relatively clean.
Yeah.
But women are considered, like, cleanly and homely.
Yeah.
But they are, like, gross bacteria monsters who constantly, like...
Yeah,
if you have to worry about your pH balance, and there's nothing wrong with it.
When was the last time you had to worry about your pH?
I've never had a pH. I don't even think like my gut bacteria has had a
Oh my
pH.
God.
If I have bubble gut because I drink too much soda, I drink milk and it cancels it out. It makes water in me. Well, who cares?
I'm glad women care about it because I've met girls that just don't even know what pH is, and I'm like, I could tell. I could very much tell what's going on. Holy fuck.
But
they got petri dishes between their legs. It's kind of nuts.
It's crazy. They have microbiomes.
Yeah. I mean,
girls are like kombucha or kefir.
Kombucha.
Girls are like fucking kefir.
Yeah. They, I mean.
Girls are like beer.
You could grow stuff in there. Yeah. You could grow a little, you could make a vagina
person.
Beer. I mean, a person grows in there, so it makes sense.
Oh, dude, are we gross bacteria?
What is the right pH for a person? They have it, apparently. That's crazy.
Do you think like okay, so in a Gattaca situation where you can like alter the genome of your kid in utero.
Wait a minute.
There's like a Gattaca genome altering for the fetus environment, like the uterus area, where you can change could you Gattaca your lovely wife's pussy into having like the perfect pH and being like the ultimate petri dish.
Holy shit. Oh, yeah, I could grow anything. It could be my little pest.
you that's how you evade this is a Gattaca future where weed is still illegal, but you could fucking grow weed in your wife's pussy.
A bat could adjust my wife's pussy to grow seeds of weed.
What about like a cyberpunk Gattaca future where you can put like a dial there and you like change the pH with a dial?
Oh my god. I wonder what like the ideal like stank to pH level is, like if you could dial it up or
I bet
down.
there's no stank if it's a perfect pH.
Yeah, I bet. Maybe it has to be like too much. Like everything's dead in there. There's no life.
Like the oven nuke mode.
Yeah, nuke it. Yeah,
Yeah,
nuke her pussy. Oh,
Make sure you turn the dial. Put it on W for Wumbo, and that'll nuke everything. It's like changing your engine oil. It just gets rid of everything.
Oh
You
my
clean
God,
it
yeah.
out, and then you close up the cap and put new stuff in there.
yeah, hit it with the water jet a couple times.
You remember we were talking about Operation Insemination before?
Yeah,
a while
but
ago.
like
But do you think
I
like
just solved.
do you think you could turn Operation Insemination off and like clear out like almost like a browser history clear or like a cookies clearing
Yeah,
by the nuke mode on the pussy?
I think so. Isn't that what those little things that go in your vagina do?
Douches?
No, the IUDs.
IUDs?
Don't they make your pH so it's like no sperm can survive in there?
I don't think that's what it does.
It just blocks it.
I think
I feel like it's the metal that changes the pH.
no,
Ah.
because
I don't know anything about that.
it's a pretty complicated piece of
Yeah.
technology.
It's a little
I know
fucking-
it's not just the metal. I
It's a
think
goddamn
that
Decepticon. I swear,
it kind of it's Decepticon technology.
bro. It's Decepticon like
it's
shaped.
a shard of the Allspark.
It's a little Allspark, except it's anti-spark, bro.
If I stab, well, that's a different thing from Transformers.
That's no spark, not all spark.
No spark,
No spark.
zero spark.
Make sure no sparks happen. It's anti-creating life.
It's a dark spark.
Dark. Oh. That's it. Oh, we gotta see the new Transformers, but yeah.
I don't know if I want to see it
Why?
because I know. Okay, this is gonna sound stupid as a
And
headline,
gay.
but and gay. I know Transformers is like a franchise for kids.
Mm-hmm.
But this one feels like too much like it's for kids. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I can explain this properly, but like children's media is first and foremost about selling things, like selling toys and
Yeah.
shirts and merchandise. So a cartoon about robots, you sell robot toys.
Yeah.
When Michael Bay got Transformers, it was like, it's not for adults because they still had to sell
It's for
toys.
teen boys. That's what it was.
It's for teen boys, but like it's more for everybody than it's just for kids.
Yeah.
And kids can still enjoy it because look at the cool robots fighting, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously Megan Fox is there, and they can have sexual development healthily. And
Her pH is probably
Her
fucking
dude,
perfect.
her
bro.
pH is probably exactly 7.
It's
It's probably exactly 7 to like 3 decimal places.
and it's probably there's probably like a 7 point something that's accurate, and that's the perfect one. That's what she has.
yes, 7.00134.
Yeah, that's the actual that's her fucking pussy pin.
And kids will learn this. They'll understand this in a healthy manner when they see
Yeah.
Michael Bay's Transformers.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Dude,
also adults will understand this, and girls will be like, "Oh, I fucking hate Megan Fox. She
have
has
you
the perfect
seen
pH."
like the trailer for this new one?
It looks funny.
No, it doesn't. It looks dog water. That's what I thought. When I
I've
first saw the trailer, I'm like, ew.
I've seen 2 clips. It seems like a kiddie adventure about like
Yeah, it's a
learning how
buddy
to
cop
transform.
sort of thing with Megatron and Optimus Prime. They're friends.
before they could transform.
Yeah, and before they could transform, and obviously by the end they're gonna split and fight.
Which this may be me being retarded because I've never heard of that before. Any part of the Transformers lore where there's Cybertronians who can't change.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they
They were probably not the main characters then.
I've read a lot of comics. Like I was super into Beast Wars Beast Machines,
Mhm.
and that comes way earlier in the timeline.
Mm.
So like the Maximal Predacon thing has a lot of flashes back and forward to Cybertron before the main group leaves on the arc and Transformers starts proper. I've never seen something about Cybertronians who can't transform, and if they are, they're like a very minor exception that's part of like a very specific faction.
Yeah.
But them as a whole, as a race, I've never heard of that. So I feel like they just made this up for the
mean,
story, and that seems like a kid thing.
The Bay movies are kind of making a lot of shit up as well. So,
but I'm not saying anything about the Bay movies right now.
This one,
that's a whole nother.
This
thing.
one does like the not transforming thing. I haven't, and I'm not heavy into Transformers, but I'm obsessed and watched like 6-hour long videos about Transformers.
I'm super heavy into lore of franchises I like. So the Bay movies, they have their own set of faults I could get into, but that's not even what we're talking about. This movie seems like its basis is making some shit up.
Yeah. I think it's still supposed to be canon with the movies. I think that's what the actual plot, like Bumblebee happens after this movie.
I've seen two clips.
Yeah.
Like someone posted one clip on TikTok.
What was it?
It was Optimus gets it. I don't even know what his name is before.
Oh yeah, he has a
he's
not Optimus.
Name.
Yeah,
He's not Optimus because that's a Prime thing.
Yeah.
But he's in some scenario in the middle of the movie, and he's like caught in some trouble, and he's like, yeah, I bet you've never seen a transformation like this, and he like pretends to transform, and then it cuts in the middle of it, and he's running away, and it's like a kind of a funny gag.
Yeah.
And then from the trailer, there's the one where it's like, hey, Soundwave, I got something that can transform, and he goes, and slowly unfolds his middle finger at him.
Yeah.
And that's funny also, but that still seems like we're PG-13 and not like there's comedy in this movie kind of about Transformers. It seems like it's kids shit. I don't have a problem with kids media at all.
Did you like WALL-E?
I love WALL-E.
Yeah. I heard some people say it's closer to WALL-E than any modern kids movie.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
well,
it's like
WALL-E is the thing about WALL-E is just a good story, but it has a lighthearted tone on the surface, and it's
scene with him like when she falls asleep, Eve.
Dude, no.
That breaks my heart every fucking time. I've watched it a few times now. I'm like, oh my god. Just him like doing everything, organizing, like just keeping her from the rain.
Kids media can have great qualities of it that are for everyone without it overtly being like domineering towards children, where it's like people who aren't kids can see this and go, oh, that's shit for kids, and then like lose interest. I see the trailers for this movie, and I think I don't want to see it because I really like Transformers. I love Transformers, and I have for my entire life. So I see something like this, and it just has a tone that I don't like. That doesn't.
The trailer does a massive disservice, from what I heard.
I mean, honestly, if we went and saw it, and we got if we got like a 6-pack, and we chugged that shit before walking into the theater,
I think we need like a couple beers. I don't think I think Beast was gonna be like the Rise of the Beast. Remember that fucking movie?
That movie was awesome.
That was so funny. It was not a good Transformers movie.
No, it was a horrible movie.
Bumblebee was so much better. Wasn't it directed by the same fucking guy too?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man,
but well, first of all, that was a victim of writer's strike.
Yeah.
Second of all,
that's true.
Whole other screenplay team.
Yeah. From what I heard, is a lot of people went in. Like I watched a bunch of reviews back to back. Everyone went in kind of expecting to hate it. They're like, it seems like some kids Marvel comedy type shit. Like there's no, and they came out of it being like, holy shit, they let emotional moments ride. They're like, fuck, everything just stops. Like there's actual like emotional weight with everything. It takes a little while to get adjusted to the voice of Optimus.
That's a huge thing.
No, it's Chris Pratt, right?
No, it's Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
I don't mind him being cast. I don't mind like a major celebrity being cast as the role of.
I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard somebody say that the fucking what's his name? The actual Prime voice.
Is it Peter Steele?
I almost said Peter Dinklage. It's Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage played Scourge.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
By the end, he becomes the Prime. He's actually Optimus Prime by the end. And Megatron is Megatron at the end.
Peter Cullen.
No,
is his name.
Peter Cullen. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
a lot of people say it's pretty good. Compared, like they watch the trailer and they're like, it looks like shit. It looks like a kid's like flop, like Minecraft movie type shit. But then
that's gonna be really bad.
We have to see that.
We do have to see that. That's a movie where we do have to have like a lot.
Oh my god.
Going into it.
I'm gonna bring a bottle of Gay Goose. Gay Goose.
We're going to be sucking and fucking at the Jack Black Minecraft.
Yeah, maybe. Shout out to the church. We're in front of a church.
Shout out to the church.
to the God Church, as Jake Paul would say.
Shout out to my Minecraft church.
Oh my God, that movie looks so good.
So good.
Oh. But Transformers, Alien Romulus looks like an actual.
Brian, you're supposed to be a hero. Wait, say that again. I like the sound of it. Yeah, hero Brian. I like that.
Oh no.
I actually just watched Alien 1 for the first time.
I haven't
a
seen it in
few
a while.
weeks
What'd
ago.
you think?
Dude.
It's the one with Sigourney Weaver is the main character, right?
Well, she's the main character for like the first 4.
Yeah. Okay.
But the first
I didn't know there's
the
4.
first well there's 9.
I only watched 2 of them.
There's not if you don't count Alien versus Predator, there's 9 Alien movies.
Okay.
It's Alien, Aliens plural, that's the
Yeah.
second one. Alien 3, Alien 4. There's Covenant, Prometheus, Romulus, and one more I can't think of the name of.
I think Prometheus was okay. I think it was pretty good, actually.
I watched Alien 1 because I wanted to see Prometheus.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Prometheus, and
Honestly, those two, if you just watch one and watch Prometheus, there's no spoilers for anything in the middle, really. But it's actually a pretty good combo there.
I'm gonna throw Prometheus on the movie list.
Yeah, Prometheus is fun. I don't know how much it overlaps with Romulus. What's up, chinky face?
What the fuck? Every time I've said "what the fuck" for the past like year and a half, I've tried to do it with the exact cadence of Sam Hyde in the laser camera superpowers video.
Yeah.
I know you can picture it when in your head, but like when he first points the laser at the camera and it really starts fucking it up when like the red balance shifts and like 3/4 of it is gone. When he stops doing the "I give the camera superpowers" voice and he goes, "What the fuck?"
I see it.
I've been trying to say it just like that for at least a year and a half.
Oh man.
Have you ever seen something that has like such a something so short has like such a profound impact on you?
Every now and then, I can't think of one right now, but I know I have. Yeah.
Because I know every time I say that, not while I'm saying it like before, but after it comes out of my mouth because I've done it so much, I get a flashback to that video and it plays in my head because it sounds like not even consciously the sound, and then it comes
I
back.
had that with me saying motherfuck. I don't know where that came from.
But it definitely was from something.
It was from someone saying it, and I'm like, I just love the sound of them saying that. I'm gonna start saying that. I'm gonna start saying motherfuck.
Do you think the Tucker Carlson Sam Hyde interview is real? Do you think that's coming out?
I hope so. It should be out now.
I haven't checked. I haven't looked for it. I guess I'll do it while we're talking. But,
I don't think it's out.
I don't know how long those like interviews take because they come out on a schedule. Obviously,
They're not that edited.
They're not that edited, but I don't know how many Tucker is sitting on, and I don't know how long they do individually take to edit.
Like for Lex Friedman, I know how long it takes for him. It's like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like a month separation. Because I remember Destiny's like, we did a podcast with Lex Friedman, and a month later it got released. So
that is a decent amount of time.
That's too long for a podcast.
I know. I was doing it on a weekly basis. I would never sit on more than one episode at a time.
Yeah, no. He stacks them. He films like one a week or something. And overlaps it over time.
I like podcasting. I like having conversations, but could you imagine like PKA is awesome. They sit down once a week and they do 4 hours, and then they do PKN.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 1 hour.
I don't listen too much PKN, but yeah.
Is it not on YouTube?
No,
it's on Spotify for free every.
Yeah, dude, I have to type in Spotify on the internet.
Well, it comes out. It's an hour, and it comes out every Wednesday. So they're doing 5 total hours per week.
Is that before the podcast? How is it? Or did they film it after?
It's between. On Wednesday, no, it's Tuesday. On Tuesday night, they record an hour, and then they post it, and it goes up on Tuesday night or by Wednesday morning. And then on Friday night or Thursday night, they do PKA proper, and then that goes out usually on Friday night or Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But they're all sequential. Like, they're not sitting on any episode.
That's confusing as an exclusive YouTube viewer. Like, I don't know their setup with that.
Well, that's like the ideal of it for me is like 5-ish hours
Yeah.
total per week. Because like when we were doing Mischief Castle proper last year and the year before, we would do an hour. We'd sit down for an hour.
Was it only an hour? I thought sometimes it was 2.
Well, no, it never hit 2 hours.
No,
not
never?
Even, not even once.
Oh shit.
We would do like an hour and a half at most.
Mm.
But I would leave most of it in because I had an hour as a benchmark, and it took so long for all of us to like get together on a regular basis.
No,
But then it ended up being kind of shit because like, I mean, I said this off mic before, but like some of the conversational beats that like before we lead into like good topics that carry us for a while are like so in the moment and so personal to like whatever's going on with us at the time.
it doesn't mean anything.
It
to the
doesn't mean
podcast,
anything when you listen back to it. It doesn't mean anything to the podcast.
Or
It doesn't mean anything when you listen back to it.
Like some transition segments, it's like the gears are obviously.
Yeah, it's
not.
tough.
It's not that good to listen.
Hopefully
to.
with this I can have more going on so that I can cut it down and it doesn't go below an hour, which is why it was such shit before. Was I was trying to hit an hour each time, and so we'd be like stretching some things really, really thin.
Yeah. It's crazy that Noah didn't speak once on this podcast.
Yo,
I can't believe it.
Yo, you're a fucking hater, dude. Right?
Oh man.
But PKA has like they have 3 hosts who are all, they're not drastically different, but they all bring a lot. They all bring their own thing to the table. So they all have like their own 1 hour of things they could say.
Kyle is so me, dude. We have the same.
Taylor's so me, dude.
We have the same interests.
And then they have a guest or two, so that comes pre-built with having questions, and that leads to a good, decent like 3 to 5 hour runtime. Could you imagine being fucking Joe Rogan? Could you imagine having to do? That's like 18 to 20 hours per week because he's doing like 2 a day, 5 days a week.
Have you listened to Joe Rogan like often?
When there's a guest I like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't follow his show. I usually just wait for people that I follow to announce that they're doing something he likes.
A lot of time, the thing that you were talking about, it's like personal and like really niche. Those are the things they leave in. That's why he does so many podcasts. He just like gets into like talking about like his grilling technique in his backyard for hours. It's like, oh my God.
Most of the Joe Rogan podcast is shit though.
It is, yeah.
Did you hear I don't know how many Elon Musk has done, but
he's done 2, maybe 3. In
the second one, where he spends like the first 30 minutes talking about how manufacturing is hard, and he says that over and over again.
Yeah.
I won't call this a break because they don't cut it at all. But they stop to like talk about ordering a pizza, and then they order a pizza, and then the pizza arrives, and they eat it on the show, and they're like fucking smacking lips into the microphone, and Joe goes, "Man, people will hate this." And Elon, you'd be concerned about that, and he goes, "Fuck them." And for like 30 minutes, they're doing the fucking mouth chomping.
Yeah.
I
hated that whole bit just because it felt like Elon was like, "This is gonna be a funny internet meme."
I have a really bad case of misophonia, which is just hating like really peripheral tertiary sounds that are. I
don't notice it as much, but yeah.
Well, because you don't have this.
Yeah.
You don't have that part of your brain that
gay in my brain
is scanning it. But when people like I've noticed you swallow really loud, or like when people like smack their lips before or after they drink something.
Yeah.
I try and puts me in a bad mood.
You'd hate Billie Eilish, bro. All her tracks, you could hear her lips do this before each lyric. It's insane. Because her mic is like here, so she's like singing.
What do you think is a pH'd up microphone after she's done?
Bro, I want to smell it, dude. No, Billie Eilish, bro. Are you saying you'd pass on her, bro? No way.
She's like, I was gonna say she's like, music Sydney Sweeney.
She is music Sydney Sweeney,
but music Sydney Sweeney is Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh yeah. But like, I think Billie Eilish is like realistic girl.
If you took the boobs meter and you cranked that all the way,
yeah,
and then obviously turned some other meter
Someone
down.
messed up character creation. They forgot which character they were making. But is it me or did fucking Billie Eilish age quickly? Like she has crow's feet at that like in a year.
I don't think it's just stuff like that. I think it's because she changed her style, and she also code switched really hard.
She did, yeah.
And so when you get obviously this is a thing with like entertainers and celebrities as a whole, is that because they have so many eyes on them, it's like you get a parasocial view of them. But when one person has a type of personality publicly, and they're also like super pretty or have big fat titties, like she does, you kind of get like a parasocial crush on that person. But then when they change the way that they look or the way that they act or talk, like she did with all three, she code switched and she changed her style super hard.
Yeah, most people don't really do that.
You lose some of that attraction because it comes as a set package. So you're kind of turning the dial on how much you like that person down just a little bit by the fact that you're losing like attraction to them. So she has aged a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad. I think now, like, you're a bigger fan of her than I am. I'm not really a fan at all. But
I love Phineas, bro. I listen to his music nonstop.
You've probably noticed how she's changed and how she looks more.
Although I didn't pay attention
because of this. Because I mean, it all comes through your brain passively. Like you see a picture, like a recent picture of her attached to a headline.
I just noticed
that just
like,
passes through your brain.
She has like bags under her eyes that would rival mine. I'm like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's a big.
I'm like, what's happening? Do you not sleep? What the fuck? I don't sleep. You have like a mansion to live in, bro. Chill. Everything's good.
I got a bit right here. I think this could be funny.
Funny?
It could be funny. Could be fun discussion.
You know what I haven't heard, actually?
What have you not heard?
A single Sabrina Carpenter song. I've only seen her.
Really?
Is she good?
I think if you turned on like a car radio, like she was on every single radio station that was preset on my car because it turns on.
I don't listen to radio.
It turns on. Yeah. My car is kind of old, so it turns on FM radio before it connects to the Bluetooth. So
steam engine type shit.
If I leave if I leave the radio on in my Steamboat Willie ass car before I before I turn it off, then it will automatically play the latest radio type, which is FM, while Bluetooth isn't available. So over the summer, she had like 3 or 4 radio hits at a time. So all of the preset stations were Sabrina Carpenter songs, and I think if you heard like a little snippet of them.
I'd probably recognize I've probably heard them passingly.
Yeah, you'd recognize them, but not them as her songs.
No, because I've only seen her and then maybe heard her music separately, not knowing, you know. Because I was like, God damn, every time I saw her, I'm like, fuck.
It was so bad.
And I saw her boyfriend, I'm like, what happened? Dude, what?
Barry
she has
Keoghan?
A melted man that she's dating.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan.
I don't... Is he anything? What does he do?
He was in Saltburn. He
looks like he has Saltburn on his face.
He does.
What the fuck? Well,
that's just what Irish people look like.
Oh, he looks like someone like beat up a Chinaman.
like a post Mark Wahlberg Chinaman.
Yeah, no. They had like, all right, we're gonna punch you until you're Mark Wahlberg. That's what it was.
Like the handsome Squidward of a Chinese man, but the door is Mark Wahlberg's
fists.
But
they were trying to chisel it with baseball bats, and then they made him. And then I look over at her. I'm like, what? What? What the fuck? Do you have like body dysmorphia? What is happening? You're dating a fungus man. That's what I felt. And then,
dude, his pH balance is so bad.
Dude,
it's not good for you.
His mom's pH was at 10. It was fucked up. No, it was at 0. Not
super acidic, hyper acidic.
Yeah, no, his sperm battled it all the way through, and you could barely. It was like charred.
That's the strongest one.
Yeah, it was a charred little sperm that made it.
Anyway. Her songs were on so often that I had to change the presets on my my car radio, these buttons right here, to stations that are not in this area. So no matter what button I press, it's all static because I could not keep listening to the same fucking 3 songs over and over.
Damn,
again.
She got that big on the radio.
She got that big. And the funny thing is, she's been around for a while.
Is she like number 1 right now?
She's number 1 or number 2 right now.
Oh shit.
I think it's her, The Weeknd, and Taylor Swift right now.
The Weeknd's still up there. Let's go.
He's still up there.
Yeah.
Because he like kind of snuck in. He's always had like a thing against Drake. So like while the Drake Kendrick beef got big, he got like a boost by being like tertiary in some of the headlines.
The Weeknd's been at the top for a while.
He's still really good too.
Oh no, he's amazing. I just went through and listened to like every top song of the month since 1980. Watched that whole video. And like near like the 2000s, it's just every month is The Weeknd. It's kind of crazy. It's just back to back.
It's got to be like the mid 2010s though, right?
No, it was like after 2017, you just kept hearing him over and over.
That's what I thought. Yeah, mid 2010s.
Yeah.
Because you said 2000s a second ago. And
I meant to say
way too late.
2020. That's where he had like 2020, 2021. It was back to back. And I was like, dude, buddy. It was like The Hills and...
Did you ever see his Super Bowl performance?
No.
A lot of people I know were really critical of it, but I think it was one of the coolest like things that's happened in a while. So he's one of like 5 artists who
He has a good
big.
head.
He has a good head, who got big, who are... Why did I say that? Why did I repeat that?
Yeah, you said it like that's a normal thing.
I wanted to like stop just repeating the things somebody else says, but my like mimicry brain tries to like turn it into a joke in my own voice. He had a performance because he's one of like 5 artists who got big, who kind of like are Michael Jackson adjacent, as in he does things that Michael Jackson does, and he has like an appearance that Michael Jackson. It's him, it's Usher, Chris Brown, Bruno Mars a little bit, and probably a couple other people.
What was Maroon 5 doing?
Maroon 5, they're I think they're on delay right now because
They're pretty good.
Well, I mean, their lead singer, he got into some shit a couple of years ago, right?
I didn't know.
Anyway,
I do not endorse.
the Weeknd had I think it was 2021 or 2022. Yeah, it was during or after COVID. One of those Super Bowls. He had a performance. He was wearing this like red suit, and then he part of the bit was that he had all these background dancers, and the background dancers changed into like ninja costumes or something. And he's singing a song, and he's holding a camera, and he's facing it selfie mode. He's running through this hall of mirrors.
Oh yeah,
as these like ninjas try to get him, and he's like beating them up and like trying to escape while he's singing the song. It was kind of awesome.
I didn't see that, but I saw the memes of it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. A lot of people that I know personally did.
There's like memes like me looking
like
for the clitoris POVs. That type shit.
Me when my wife's pH finally hits a perfect 7 and her pussy turns into a golden mirror hallway.
Yeah. Me after I say pass.
All stressed out.
Running away, bro. But you can't get out of there. Me when I say pass on ironically.
Pass.
Ugh.
He's
I think he's like the closest thing to modern day like Michael Jackson in a way.
He's the closest one to have like Michael Jackson's voice and be in the same kind of like poppy R&B.
But now we have so many artists that are so big, so it's like it drowned it out a bit. If he was in the era, if we deleted Michael Jackson, we just time traveled him back, he would be the Michael Jackson of that era easily.
I don't know.
I think he would be.
I don't. Okay, here's my issue with that statement. Not that I think it's fully incorrect. I get the sentiment of where it comes from, and I partially agree. But number one, I think a lot of like stan culture and music fan culture comes from the existence of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So the way that has changed in the decade and a half since he's been dead.
Remember when he fucking died? The news.
I remember exactly where
seeing the news and the crowds in the streets. And
I
shit.
was 8 years old and I fell to my knees in front of a CRT TV.
My mom learned English because of Michael Jackson. She was like, she loved his music that much. Yeah, she had Michael. It's deep. I saw pictures of it. It's wild. I'm like, dude, no way.
That's a time capsule right there.
Yeah, she had like a Polaroid with all her friends in her bedroom.
Without Michael Jackson, if you put somebody else in his place, someone who has imitated him to get to where he is. We're taking him from knowing who The Weeknd is now, and we're putting him back then.
Yeah.
Number one, his music would be very different, and his style would be very different. He's
only The Weeknd because of Michael Jackson. That's a lot of artists, yeah.
So we're gambling on that kind of fan culture to whatever changed 70s and 80s version of The Weeknd we'd be getting out of this scenario.
Yeah. He
Number
might be
two,
just putting out some slop. Some 70s slop.
I think his music, it would be aged kind of differently, and it would
his
sound
vocals
different,
would still sound great.
His vocals would still sound great.
Yeah.
Number two, no one has ever had the cult of personality that Michael Jackson does.
No.
No one ever. And I don't care about what you'll say about Taylor Swift or people who will go to bat
Taylor
for
Swift is
Kanye
pretty big.
or
Still haven't heard a
K-pop
single
or
song by her.
K-pop stands. Half of them are bots.
Yeah.
I'll be real. Michael Jackson enamored people all over the world of every age. Taylor Swift is just in the West.
Every
and-
age and language and culture.
Yeah.
We haven't had that.
Kanye West is isolated to rap music.
Metallica's close.
Metallica was close,
Metallica
but they're
might
a
be
group.
on the same level.
They're a group. They're
Yeah.
an entity. They're not
As a group,
person.
they're on the same level, I think, because of how far they reached.
I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah, they were.
I think
huge.
I think Mount Rushmore on that is Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Metallica, and
Ooh, the Beatles. Yeah,
maybe Zeppelin,
Led
if
Zeppelin?
not Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, Jimmy. I think Jimmy. I don't. Jimi Hendrix is better than Led Zeppelin,
But
but
Jimi Hendrix is better than Led Zeppelin.
I feel like he's not as known as Led Zeppelin. That's the thing.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
if yeah, I don't know. That's tough because like Led Zeppelin has a more known sound, but I don't know if they have more known songs
Yeah.
in general. That's the
wonder, yeah.
distinction between
When you get to
bands-
that like the fourth and the fifth place on Mouth Rushmore,
Mouth Rushmore.
that's what I call my dentist. It's kind of hard to pick like what's going on there.
Because I'm inclined to also throw Prince in there.
Prince. Oh fuck. I mean, even David Bowie, Queen.
No. Queen's higher than David Bowie. I think Doves.
Yeah.
I think When Doves Cry is higher than any song by
Okay.
Queen.
Yeah.
Killer Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody are the top two that come to mind. But
Under
I don't,
Pressure with David Bowie's real damn good.
Yeah, but I don't think any of those three songs hit
No.
anything close to Prince's top five, and I think Prince is an honorable mention on this
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that we have like a little.
It's tough. It's
we have a
tough
blurry
call.
cloud on the last places.
Yeah,
There. But Michael Jackson is definitely at the forefront.
it's like a bell curve. I don't think a bell curve is the right example, but it's a pyramid. It's like Michael Jackson obviously at the top
Yeah.
right there, 2 and 3 underneath.
There's less
and then
blurriness.
as you-
There may be
Yeah.
2 there that could go in there, and there's 3 in the third place, and there's 4 in the fourth
And
place.
it gets wider,
Yeah.
but they're all trying to filter that way. It's
Yeah, no, that's the best way of looking at it. Yeah, and if you include all-time history, Beethoven would be at the top probably, or like
no.
he
Mozart,
100%.
Beethoven, and Bach are not up there.
They are up there.
Nope.
They changed music
Nope.
for the time. Yes, they did. If we did all time,
Sure.
all human music. I mean, the first guy that made music must be on there. It's fucking
John Music,
John Music, Doctor Music,
Dr. John Music,
Doctor John Music,
Dr.
the caveman.
Steven Music.
Yeah,
Marvel Studios Dr. Steven Music.
fucking. He's the one that, dude. That's him. That's
He did
Doctor
the thing.
Music. That's Doctor Rocks, bro.
He hit the stick on the rock for the first time. And he
He's
said,
related
that
to
makes a
Dr. Dre,
noise."
but we don't. Yeah, it's Doctor Rocks. He hit rocks
What
together.
he
hit a beat.
He hit rocks and then he hit
Yeah.
the stick on it and he said, "Oh, these make different noises."
Yeah.
And that it was the invention of music.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody's like, "You're gay," and then he died, and then they stole his
That's
idea.
usually what happens is when somebody makes something, everybody at the time goes, "This fucking sucks and you suck and we burn you at the stake." And then they're like,
The second wave
That's
is
awesome.
like, "Oh, this is
actually
cool.
awesome.
This is cool the whole
We
time."
shouldn't have killed Steven Music."
We don't want to talk about that. We're embarrassed. Okay.
Yeah. Yo,
Fucking Mr. Music.
pass.
Oh man, pass. So what about that first guy? Pass. Call phone a friend.
That's an interesting thing about the history of iterating on monumentous breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Like when something I like to make this argument for like video games a lot, where the quote cutting edge of what video games are isn't really fully realized until we have a new cutting edge and then people reestablish that last one. But like the earliest example I can give is the classic electric guitar sound. Distortion is turning the
Oh.
volume and the gain up way past where the actual power of the amplifier will go.
Because people would
until
just
it-
view that as a mistake.
It crunches that contorted
Yeah.
sound.
It's
Now
a
that's
mistake sound.
it's a mistake sound and it's not
No.
what they wanted at the time. But once we had more powerful speakers, that
Yeah.
unique sound that came out of that problem could be iterated on, and the second version becomes an overdrive pedal or a higher gain setting on a speaker. And now people use that for rock and metal tones, and that's the iconic distortion guitar sound. Like, same with video games. Like, trying to make photorealistic graphics, in my opinion, looked really bad in the 7th generation.
Remember the Order 1886 or whatever? Remember when that
with
came
the
out?
penis? Yeah, with the flaccid penises all over the game.
What? I thought it was the werewolf game.
Yeah, it had a lot of penis in it.
Did it?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's how I first heard about it. It's like IGN and Smosh Games reviews of the Order 1886. I don't know, guys. There's a lot of dicks.
Dude, what?
That's what people called it. That was the joke. Was that it was the Order
The
1880.
old-timey game.
Yes, the Order 1880 dicks. That's what I heard it as the first time.
This is new lore.
Anyway.
No, but that type of game, it was all cinematic type shit, and people were like, "Oh, it's too like on rails. It's too gross, whatever." Last of Us comes out, they do their shit. Red Dead Redemption is also like the heritage of that sort of gameplay,
Yeah.
and now it's like, "Oh, this was good all the time."
Early 7th generation lifelike graphics, like the first Assassin's Creed games, PS3, Xbox 360, early Uncharted.
Yeah,
I think though that looks like shit, because that's really Uncanny Valley, and it also loses a quality of like an art style that other games at the time had, which also came from graphical limitations. Like
they had to have an art style.
They had to have an art style, but that's
You know what's kind of interesting?
Yeah.
GTA 6, it's going for photoreal, but it's still, if you look at the character models,
It's
it
still
still has
uncanny.
an art style.
it
It has an art style on everything, even though it is kind of photoreal.
That might be a rendering filter though.
I don't know what it is. It has a style, like the
Is it
way
like
they color
almost-
filter
is it
things,
like cell shading a little bit.
like not cell shading, but the closest thing I could say is some sort of like cell shading, I guess. It's like real, like manipulating light in a unrealistic way, but it looks hyper real almost because they manipulate it, but it looks artistic. Super. I don't know what it is.
There's a
That's a new word that's going to come out of this fucking game.
There's a cell shading tactic that's inside of Unreal where you can program character models, like if they're interacting with a light source, they have like a second invisible character model over them that takes the color value of whatever the polygon is, like the texture map, and if a shadow is cast on it compared to where the light source is, it'll make that more dramatic by a certain amount.
Feels like the character models have like a 2-pass like system.
Yeah, and that's
where
how
there's the realistic lighting, and then there's a second pass.
That's how you make
layered in it.
It
Looks stylized. Like it still looks like a stylized thing.
It's impressive when they're able to do that.
That's insane. I've never seen that with like realistic graphics before, and it still looks. It's not. It's kind of uncanny, but it looks right. It looks fine. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, "Fuck, dude, that looks." That was the first. The last time I had happy tears was GTA 5. Seeing that first launch trailer. Second time was GTA 6. I was like, God damn it, dude. We're here. We're here. I was so happy to see that trailer.
That's interesting. That's good for you that you have an investment in that kind of game. Because I've never like really connected with GTA. GTA, in my estimation, was always like kind of it was like half, whoa, you can fucking go crazy and kill prostitutes and run people over with cars. And it was also half of like social aspect of like, what crazy shit did you do with your friends, or like seeing it for the first time with your friends or like your older cousins or something. And I never had that second aspect of it, and I was never drawn in by the first half, so I don't have any connection to it.
The first half, like the run over prostitutes, do whatever, most people don't do that. If you watch people play GTA, nobody's like just plowing through pedestrians, really. They're like doing the missions and stuff.
Well, it's also artificial difficulty because of the star system.
And most people kind of avoid it. They're like, fuck. Also, messing with the star system is really cool. Every time you push against the world pushes back on you. Yep. That's a really fun system.
Except for planes, where they just blow up when you go out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's gay.
I wonder how they'll do that.
Great part about being single again. I can say slurs uninterrupted.
Say them all.
Gay nigger fat retard.
You did not just say Jesus Christ.
The last time I felt like a really emotional resonance with like a game trailer,
Yeah.
I think it was Final Fantasy 16.
Really?
Yeah, because it's funny. We were actually in this church parking lot last time we talked about Final Fantasy on the podcast. It was the back to school episode.
Oh, I remember
you
that
told me
episode,
all
yeah.
your friends were like, we like everything Japanese, and we have to watch Bleach and play Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I
'cause
remember
it's
that.
Japanese.
History check passed. Let's go. I'm here.
History check passed. But I was always into Final Fantasy as a kid. I played a lot of the games, but then I stopped gaming for a while right around when I went to my first semester of college. Home, and COVID hit, and that in COVID for half finish, and it has this like it had some of the most DLC, like over half of the game is DLC. It's like Witcher level, or like I can't even think.
I
of
mean, The
another
Witcher
game.
had some long ass DLC.
I can't even think of another game that has that much DLC aside from The Witcher. But anyway,
Yeah, no.
it was
me neither.
it was a 70-hour experience, and I played it start to finish in a week and a half, I think.
That was 16?
15.
15.
So I got really tied into that on top of my history of it. And then during COVID, I think it was right when COVID started, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. So
I
I
remember that, yeah.
I played that start to finish, and I'd already played Final Fantasy VII like original, so I have an emotional tie into that. And then during the next year, the Summer Games Fest trailer, or I think it was the Game Awards, they announced Final Fantasy
it must have
16.
been.
And
I think Jeff Keighley has like a connection with them.
My previous game of the year for 2019 was Devil May Cry 5. And that's what Final Fantasy 16 plays like.
Okay.
So I was like, I nearly cried when I first saw it. And it had like a story aspect to it that was an easy buy-in. So it just looked like a 10. And I played it, and it was a fucking 9.5. So I'll take it.
It's no.
Have
There's
you
few
tried to
games.
run it?
I haven't played it recently at all. I haven't bought it.
Are you just waiting for it to be like patched out?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to be
Okay.
good. I'm kind of hopefully optimistic. I bet it's not going to happen. I want it to run well on the Steam Deck because it's a perfect game to be like cozy in like my fucking bed sheets, and I have my little cup of tea next to me and I'm playing it. That's what I want. I want to be cozy while I play it because that's a long run.
I've been checking in on the subreddit,
Yeah.
r/FF16, and all of the performance. I've seen one post talking about the PC performance on the demo, but all of the complaints people are discussing are with the PS5 latest update.
Yeah, so
it just
PC.
It just bricked the firmware.
I'll take a look at the PC version. It might be fine. I'm
dude,
still so shocked.
I've never been able to talk to anybody about this fucking game.
Oh fuck.
So I would really like it if you could get into this.
I'll play through it. I just fucking mustered the will to finish Starfield.
Yeah, that was like a slog you put on the back burner.
I had to. It was like a podcast game. I had to just have a podcast through it. But near the end, and then spoilers to anybody that really cares about Starfield, skip ahead by 1 minute. The end game is you're immortal at the end. You walk through this thing called the Unity, and you go into the multiverse, and you restart your life. But now you have the knowledge of the previous universe.
So that's like a new game plus kind of thing.
New game plus, and there's new dialogue options. And whenever you start the game,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's new. You could skip everything pretty much. The first character you meet, you could just say, "Hey, I'm Starborn. We went through all this. Here's all the planets where we need to go to collect all these things." And you're like, "Okay, fuck. All right, put in the coordinates." And you're like, "Okay, done." And it's like, "All right, let's go to the end of the game again." And then you could hop the universe again. And each time you hop the universe, that game world is slightly different. A few things slightly shift. And so that's a really cool concept. Like sometimes you come in, you meet your crew, and they're all little kids, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm in the wrong universe."
That's like what's that TV show? It's about it's almost exactly what you're describing. It's like about like multiverse hoppers.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get like they did something and they went somewhere for a mission and they're trying to get home, but they fucked up their multiverse hopping device. So they're trying to get back home, and then each iteration is like slightly different than the one that they came from.
Yeah. And I kept trying to find.
It's like, dude, what is that fucking show called? It's
don't know.
it's like Jumper almost, or like Looper, but it's
like
it's got a
multiverse
title
Looper?
related to like multiverse. Yeah.
My favorite part of the game was just after I left my main universe of the main campaign, I kept trying to find a universe that was close to the original universe. That was my journey. So I kept finishing the game. And honestly, at that point, since you have all the knowledge, you could skip giant chunks of it. So it takes like 2 hours to finish the whole campaign again.
Yep.
So then I'm like, I loop again. I'm like, fuck, where's my wife? Where's my wife? And I look around. I go to there's like a hallway where you meet all the characters, the main characters. You open up this room. And each time that's going to be the main thing that's very different. And every time I'd open it, it's like one of the times it's like everyone's dead. Their corpses are everywhere. You're like, fuck, dude. I got to hop again. You hop again. You see it's yourself. Yourself is there. And he looks back at you and he's like, dude, what are you doing behind me? And then you hop again. And I'm like just begging for the right universe. It was super cool. That ending bit.
I didn't know that. I've never heard that before. I didn't know that Starfield had that.
I'm sure a lot of people just didn't want to spoil that, but that is so cool.
No,
so
that's
now
awesome.
I finally found my universe, and now I'm building out like a little home on a moon somewhere, and I'm like cozy. And I'll probably play it for another 5 hours or something, or maybe 10 hours. Who knows? Because there's so many quests I didn't do. But I'll play it for a little longer. But Starfield did come around on me. It's not. I would never recommend it. I'll be honest. I would never recommend it because
I cannot in good faith recommend a Bethesda game of any kind.
No, me neither. Unless you know,
unless you've played one of them before.
Unless I'm talking to somebody that's like played Skyrim or something or Fallout.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, it's like this, but it's like this. Like Starfield is not like Fallout in space. It's like Skyrim in space. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But with a lot of fast travel. It's so lame. It's so lame. Fucking gaming's awesome, man.
Gaming is sick.
Games are so back now after COVID.
We were sitting here talking about the Unity controversy, and I was worried that games would be over.
Yeah,
but gaming does kind of seem to be
back.
2023 was an incredible year for video games. Like one of the strongest since 2007.
2023?
Yeah.
Yeah, was that when Spider-Man 2 launched, I think?
Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate.
Oh my god, Baldur's Gate.
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
And there's a couple others that were like really high on the list, but obviously Baldur's Gate clears. And Tears of the Kingdom, how could I forget?
Oh my god, yeah.
So really strong up to be 2023 with following a really good year. Like it's not weak at all. Usually when you have a really good year for games, it's because all the AAA studios and the lucky indies are competing with each other in the same time frame, and then things kind of like plateau and fall and stay really low for a year or two.
Yeah.
But we haven't fallen super far. We hit a really high peak, and then we're at like 75% of that still for game releases 2024, which is really impressive considering we just came off of the writer's strike. The writer's strike had just extended into video games, and the fucking Unity thing happened, and the gaming industry on the dev side is really shit.
COVID destroyed shit as well. And
you know what else COVID destroyed? The fucking culture of it. On the devs. On the dev side.
Yeah, they all worked from home.
I just praised video game releases for this year, and that's for the good ones. But we're getting a lot of shit ones as well.
We got Concord.
We have for a while. I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah. Concord
and other games like that are failing because there's no market for them. But that's an effect of coming out of... It's twofold. Coming out of COVID, investors for games companies, they want infinite growth. They don't seem to realize... They don't care that we were all stuck inside for a year and a half. And so video games, particularly online games, or like games you could download online and play by yourself or with others, that had like an unprecedented surge, obviously. And now that the world is kind of going back to the way it was, it's going to fall down to its regular plateau or its like minor growth curve compared to that. But investors say, no, make the dollar sign go up.
They think COVID peak is the new peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, that's the new normal.
So now there's crazy layoffs happening in the gaming industry on the dev
so
side.
sad.
But also on
I
the
even
dev
feel bad
side,
for the Concord devs. I bet there's a good handful in Concord where it's like, imagine like some kid that went to college and he's like, I want to do game dev shit.
It could have been me.
And then
I did game dev. I did game dev in Votech in high school. I wanted to be a modeler, and then I just kind of went down the wrong path for the first semester of college, and then COVID happened, and it set me off that path. But if I had stuck with it, I could have ended up at a studio like that.
I feel so bad for those guys,
with
man.
fucking 5 years in the industry, that could have been me.
I feel so bad for a lot. Oh, I've seen so many of them that are cringe as fuck, but there's a few in there, I'm sure, that are like, dude, I love game development. I got into it. Oh, this is a company that's sponsored by fucking Sony. We're huge. Let's do it. And then it's like, fuck, we're stuck working on this for 8 years.
8 years.
And then you drop it and no one plays it. And then you get laid off. And then imagine trying to use that as your resume. You're done. You're so done. What's the point of, like, you have to pretend like you're a new employee. You have to pretend like you've never worked on anything. Because if you bring up the fact that you worked on Concord, no one's going to hire you now. That sucks so much.
The thing that's really sucking ass on the game dev side is that the competent people keep getting laid off regularly.
Yeah.
Because they're brought in small forces to assist with games as like a tangent.
Yeah, they're never
like a
on
tangential
board because they're
studio
expensive. Those
to the
guys are
big name
expensive
studio.
now.
They're expensive. And also, the ones who don't get fired are like, I'm not trying to make this like political, but it's the fucking DEI people. It's the HR like pink-haired ladies who aren't really doing as much and are not as valuable.
It's that photo
And-
of the Concord team. It's
and
all just fat women.
It's the fucking Concord team. And that has ruined gaming on the development side.
Yeah.
Because that's the first-party teams for every major studio now.
They ruined Halo,
So the
man.
competent people who come in on short-term contract and then get laid off, or who get hired and then get fucking laid off after the job's done anyway, those are the people who are suffering, and they're the ones who really should be seeing like
Yeah.
the infinite growth potential money. But no, it's the exact wrong people. And that's a huge culture shift, because if you look at teams like I go back and I watch a lot of old interviews with Gabe Newell, because
Oh, me too.
he's the godfather of
Oh my
video
God.
game voices, and
He's video game Jesus.
He's video game Jesus, and you need to listen to him.
Yeah.
But if during all those old interviews where they show the offices, like the development offices, while he's like talking or like walking through,
All these interviews
what's
are
going
super old for the listeners because he doesn't do a lot nowadays.
he doesn't do a lot. But
Yeah.
even the most recent ones where he was still working with teams
Yeah.
at Valve is like, that's like 2010, 2011-ish.
That's the most recent. That's crazy.
It's clearly just like nerdy dudes.
Yeah.
But nerdy by back then standards. So it's really just like regular guys by today's standards.
it's
and
dudes
that's
that
the
want to
development
build something
team.
cool.
They want to build something cool that they know is cool,
We got Half-Life.
and not just build themselves. That's what's happening now. Is
Yeah.
that the people who are primarily developing video games are doing it for themselves, and so they're inserting all this like self-insert bullshit, and the consumer, the market, doesn't want it because that's not for us. It's for them, the people who made it.
I think we're gonna probably hit Concord is probably the big like turning point. We're gonna see a lot of games get canceled. There's another Sony one that's getting canceled. It's like Freelancer or something like that. It's another competitive shooter that I think you don't even know what it is because
I've never heard of this.
it had like 3 trailers at 3 different games conferences. It looks like a Watch Dogs first-person shooter. Nobody knows what it is. Look it up later. It's so stupid.
I won't even do that because
No.
I don't want to make myself angry.
I'm willing to bet that it's going to get canceled. And if it does launch, it's going to be the same thing as Concord. And
Yeah.
if we get 2 of those in a row, there's going to be a big turning point. I hope. I hope there
I
is.
certainly hope, because it's not hopeless.
No.
Like there is a good future. Like Baldur's Gate 3 came
Baldur's
out
Gate
and
3.
is successful, and that by itself is enough.
And honestly, you look at the team. It's a lot of women and men. It's not even just this. It's a type of person. It doesn't have. It's not
I'm not trying to blame women. I don't want to make it seem like
because Concord was predominantly women.
Yes, but it's the type. You're right.
Uh,
It's the type of women. It's the who's a good person I can pin this to as like a, you know who it is? Gamergate. Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh my god, yeah. It's a bunch of her.
It's a bunch of Anita Sarkeesian HR DEI bitches.
Yeah, no. Oh my god, her whole arc. I forgot about her name. Like her name.
It's old now.
Yeah.
But
Gamergate was big. Back
that
in the
was
day.
a seed that has germinated and grown into this. It's not a beautiful plant or flower. It's a fucking virus.
I still remember during that time. Remember, people were like, dude, like Gears of War is setting like unrealistic standards for men or whatever. They're like, it's just like these meatheads, whatever. There's no way. And then you look at pictures of the devs. They're gigantic
They're
men.
fucking huge cats, guys.
Yeah. It's so fun. They're like, yeah, no, it's not even like fiction. They're huge. Their necks are thick as fuck. They're like, no, we're gamers, motherfucker. We want to kill aliens.
That's when the devs for games were the people who were in the market as well, who wanted to play that shit. So I guess it's a bad double standard because it is a double standard. It's that self-insert bullshit in that example as well. But it's not bullshit because they're part of that market. So when they do it, it's because there's a huge resonance with buyers and consumers of this stuff. So it's not as much of a problem. But like, what's that one that like, oh my God, Dustborn. Did you hear anything about Dustborn?
No.
Dustborn was...
It sounds very familiar. I probably did. So
it came out this year. It was another flop like Concord, but it was funded by the Norwegian government.
Oh, no.
Norway's taxpayers
paid
for the development of this game.
Oh, I feel so bad. I like Norway.
And it is a fucking LGBT game about being triggered.
Oh wait, is that the like they have like a band or something?
It's a band.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, yeah, I saw that. Oh my God, I knew that name. Fuck, I saw so much.
That shit's gonna flop because there's no market for it, and people hate it. Like the past few years have shown that the term what is it? Any press is good. Any publicity is good publicity is not true at all.
They made it
because when you have a financial incentive, all of the attention being on making fun of this fucking game and not actually playing it ruins you.
Watching there was like, the fuck is this? This is cringe. She's like, are they gonna say this for real right now? She clicks the dialogue option. She's like, God damn it, dude.
That like Anita Sarkeesian type of person who thinks that like identity has to be like pandering reflected towards looking like somebody is one of the worst things that's happening in our culture right now because it's extending beyond just video games. Obviously, this is in all forms of media and entertainment, and then obviously it makes its way into like a job market and stuff.
Bastardization of like trying to be nice to people.
But just look at what people find popular. Look what they resonate with. Black people and Latinos fucking love Dragon Ball Z more than anything else. So why are you not making games and TVs and movies that's like about fucking super powered dudes punching each other?
There's some dude out there on a fucking quad.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite bit of Shane Gillis, one of his, where he's like, who the fuck are slave movies for, bro? It's like, they're not, black people don't like them. White people don't like them either. Who are they for?
Slave movies are like singing happy birthday at like a restaurant.
Yeah, it's like
the person whose birthday it is does not want it sung to them.
The best slave movie.
The people singing it don't like it. The restaurant workers who have to sit through that also fucking hate it. Thus, the people who are also sitting in the restaurant hearing it understand it and they fucking hate it as well.
That's like his joke is like, dude, like I asked my black friends about this. Like, dude, do you enjoy this shit? They're like, no, I thought this was for you guys. It's like, no. The best slavery movie, Django Unchained, for damn sure.
Well, that's because it's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh my God. It's not even a slave movie. It's a fucking superhero movie. Django's a superhero.
That's
bro.
an N-word movie. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. I can't say it anymore.
In front of me, I have open every type of damage type in Dungeons & Dragons.
Okay.
And I was thinking about this earlier. What do you think is 1 point in each damage type?
What do you mean?
So like if you get hurt by something.
Yeah.
In real life. What is the real life equivalent of 1 point of damage? Where it's not severe at all, but it definitely hurts or is uncomfortable. And we're gonna go as it's listed here, so it's in alphabetical order. What do you think is 1 point of acid damage in real life?
Acid damage.
Because I have something in mind right away.
All right.
I'll say mine first. I think 1 point of acid damage is when you're like cooking bacon or like making something and the grease pops out of the pan and hits you and burns you.
Okay. I thought it was like when you like throw up a little bit and it burns your throat.
That
tiny
could.
bit.
I think that
That's a
could be
pretty good
1
one.
point. Yeah. That's.
That's it. I was about to say pH.
pH.
The pH of a girl's pussy. That's like 0.5.
What do you think is 1 point of bludgeoning damage?
1 point of bludgeoning. Ooh.
Specifically, nothing sharp. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
Bludgeoning.
I was gonna say like hitting your head like on a cabinet door, but that's more than 1 point. That will
That's
make
the
me
entire
upset.
force of your body.
That's gonna be my whole turn being mad. That's gonna be it.
I think stubbing your toe is 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Stubbing your toe.
Because even if it's on a corner, that's not sharp.
It'll hurt.
It'll hurt.
Equally like hitting your funny bone, I think.
Funny,
on a
funny
corner.
bone. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty equal. It'll sting for a little bit.
What is 1 point of cold damage?
Ooh.
This one I don't have one for.
I think whenever I got like a mixed drink with like ice, it's like a slushy mixed drink, and I expected it to be way warmer than it is, and I just took a full gulp of it. Brain freeze is 1 damage.
Brain freeze.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I was gonna say like when you get in the shower before it warms up and it's a little too cold and it rushes over you.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I do
Or
that
same,
every time.
Same thing for the sink, like when you turn the sink water on.
I only just discovered you could wait for the shower to get warm.
Oh yeah, you said you throw your whole body against the wall and like kind
Yeah, I
of
got
peek back
flat so
home.
none of the water hits me. I'm like a little gecko on the cheeks, only touch the water. But my finger kind of gets a little toasty. That's like you get a little burnt on a log when you move it.
I'll stick to the shower.
Oh,
when you turn the heat up a little too high and it gets hot way too quick and you
I
have to
see
jump
that.
out of the way. I think
I've done that as well.
Because it doesn't burn you or anything, but it definitely hurts. It's
No.
like a nervous response enough for you to jump out of the way.
I saw a headline where some grandpa died from too hot of a shower. It was 150-degree water pouring
How do
out,
you even get that?
and he couldn't get out, and he collapsed from the heat, and he just laid there boiling under that water. Scary. That's full damage.
All right, this might be a toughie. Force damage.
Force damage? Oh, man. Everything I'm instantly thinking of is like, that's more than 1 damage. I'm thinking of like a jet engine you're standing behind it. That's close.
That's thunder, because it's compression of air.
Oh, no.
Anything that makes a sonic boom is thunder.
Okay. Fuck. Well, we don't really have force in real life then.
Yeah, I guess because force, I guess, in the game is a magic thing specifically. Like when you hit somebody with raw magic that just like pushes them away. But anything that can do that in real life is literally just like compression of air in a short space. A really
you could
strong
probably
current.
convey it to like gravity.
And it's hard to hit. It's hard to equate something like that. That's not like hitting somebody with something solid, because that would also be bludgeoning.
You could a black hole is that. That's the closest thing we have, and it's the most intense, and it's not 1 point of damage.
It's not 1 point at all.
No, but that is the closest we have. We don't have any sheer levels of like force. That's gravity force. Everything's kind of gentle. You're like kind of, whoa, you float near it, and you're like a gay little fairy into a piece of plastic.
What about like something solid but soft? Like if somebody throws like a foam football and it hits you like in the eye or something?
Like a Nerf dart in the eye.
Maybe a Nerf dart.
Is that
a Nerf dart in the
bludgeoning though?
eye.
I don't know. That might be a pass.
I think bludgeoning requires that it's like a certain size enough to like leave a bruise if it's at low forces.
Did we already do bludgeoning or no?
Yeah, bludgeoning.
Oh, I would have done Nerf dart in the eye. No, that's way more than 1 damage though. That's Nerf dart in like the lip or something. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Lightning. I think lightning's honestly a little bit easier to pinpoint. Just a static shock from anything.
I had like an electric lighter, and I put my finger in it, and I lit it, and it stung me pretty bad.
I would say static shock on like a doorknob or something.
Yeah. That's around the same type of feeling.
Now this is a tough one. Necrosis.
Necrosis.
Now in real life, necrosis is a huge threat. So I don't think you can be exposed to it in any capacity that is 1 point. Unless it's like eating moldy bread or something. Or like stale food.
You know when have you ever had like warts on your feet?
Yeah.
Plantar warts, and you put that like freezing stuff on it, necrosis like kills the tissue. That's it.
That's cold damage though, because that's what you're getting the pain from. Is
fuck.
cold.
It's not. It's like an acid thing. It doesn't.
You know what it is? I have personal experience with this. I just figured out. It's a fungal infection.
Yeah.
It's like athletes. I just had a fungal infection for the first time in my life, and it was eating me. It
fuck.
ate me, a part of me, and I had to go to urgent care and get a super duper strong antifungal.
Oh fuck.
And that
really?
it took care of like the pain and stuff immediately. But
Where'd you get it? What was the fungal infection? Like,
no idea.
it was just in your body.
It was in my armpit.
Oh.
So because it was in like a creasing folding place on my body, it couldn't like air out, and so the friction and the moisture from like sweat from like going to work and exercising and stuff made it like develop really fast, and yeah, I don't know, it was gross. But
here.
I took care of it. But while it was at its worst, and I like really had to right before I went to urgent care.
Yeah.
I think that's one point of necrosis damage is because it's my body's decay feeding something else.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, that's necrosis. What's piercing? One point. Now this is tough because getting pierced in any capacity,
It feels like more than.
it feels like it's gonna be more than one.
Like I've had a pitchfork through my foot. That's way more than 1 point of damage. Not like
a
my
splinter maybe, because that's not
Splinter's
severe.
good. A splinter's good.
It's not severe, but it definitely hurts.
Yeah. I think I might have to land on the same thing. That's a splinter.
Maybe
What-
like,
what else could it
maybe
be?
getting like a vaccination, like a needle, or getting blood drawn.
Piercing. Yeah.
Because it hurts. It doesn't feel
A
good,
needle.
but it's not bad either.
Like getting an actual piercing. That's close. I feel like it's a little more.
Some like something super thin
Yeah.
and small, but definitely breaks skin. That's 1 point.
I think
Well, hold on, because that comes to my mind.
it's like cutting
Does that
damage.
count as damage?
Um,
Would that even be a point of damage?
there was, I don't know.
Because these are all like temporary. I guess not this, but like I guess getting like a piercing, like an earring or a nose ring, or getting blood drawn or getting a vaccination. These are all like immediately temporary, and they don't actually do anything. To you.
Right.
The pain is also all mental.
I'm thinking I had a karambit, and I used to practice with it before I learned how to actually flip it and do all the tricks, like CS:GO. I used to keep stabbing myself in the arm with the tip of it constantly, and I have like a little. Oh, they're all kind
You have
of
a little
faded.
scar right there.
There's tons of little ones. The closer you look, you'll see more and more. They're kind of piercing. It's a thin tip stabbing in, and they were never really bad. They just bled. But It was like,
I guess that would be.
I think that's
more
mine.
akin
That's
to
mine.
one. All right.
yeah. My fucking
Ooh.
penis vibrated.
This one might have the most applications. Poison.
Oh man, dating a. What is the other
It is long
closest thing?
lasting. I would say throwing up from anything.
Like whenever you have to throw up, poison. Our channel has
Because
a
you
lot
can
of
smell
poison
you can
damage.
smell something that can make you throw up, and that's still an ingestion or an inhalation. That's still something going into your body and causing that reaction, that damage.
I feel like just a shot of vodka is poison damage. Pick your poison.
Alcohol is poison
Yeah.
by definition. But the thing about it is it's not damage. It's a status ailment. Damage is a very specific thing. A status,
What do you actually? We should talk about what damage is.
Drunkenness. Maybe we should have actually set this up
Yeah.
beforehand. Damage, I think, in my opinion, is something that doesn't go away on its own. You have to mend yourself of. So, alcohol and its effects, as getting you drunk and stuff, or like making you black out,
It wouldn't
is
count that.
is a status ailment. It's a stacking status ailment.
As a countdown.
Yeah, because your body's metabolism will naturally will fight that off over a relatively short period of time compared to how long you are ailed.
Not to get too deep into it, but wouldn't every 1 point of damage be that way? Like you stub your toe, your body regenerates, and then the pain goes away. Like there's no more reason to have the pain because there is no more damage. It heals it.
Yeah, but I think that that's an extension of okay, so your body's response of like pain and then like it probably distracts you, and you want to like. If you stub your toe, a lot of people like pick their foot up and grab their foot, and they'll have this natural reaction of like squeezing their foot or their toe, and that does something to like cut off some of the blood flow or like numb some of the nerves while the pain is still there.
It's like a paper cut. Like you hold it together and it heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like your body has a smaller type of that response if you're like laying on your side for too long and like your arm starts to become uncomfortable because it's against like a corner of a couch or something that you don't like.
I think
that's
it's a gray
not
area.
damage. That's not damage. That's discomfort. And it's also not a status ailment.
But if you kept laying on it,
It would become something different.
Like it would become necrosis damage. You would kill your arm.
Yes.
You'd kill enough blood. Maybe that is.
There's a threshold for where it becomes
That's
damage.
like a 0.2 necrosis damage. If you sleep on your arm and your arm gets sleepy,
Yeah.
that's like it's about to be really bad. If
There's
you
a
keep doing it,
gradient of decimal points of what each of these things is, but once it hits 1, that's I think the tough part of this conversation is the fact that we're on the number 1.
we
Because
should.
it's the smallest amount, and so it introduces this whole other level of like smaller, granular discomfort.
We should have named what is like 1 point of damage. 50 points of damage is like 100, like 100%.
I think the problem with going in the opposite direction of like increasing the numbers is you have to get into what everybody's health is.
Yeah.
Total. Because 1 point is something that would affect everybody the same, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
no
you don't
matter
notice
matter
it.
how much health you have, a paper cut is a paper cut.
Yeah. So we have to talk about it like everyone has like 100 points of damage, maybe.
But clearly everybody does not. And then we have to talk about what everybody's build is and what their class is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, no. Fuck. Fuck.
It is interesting, but it's not
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
No, I know. But it'd be interesting to see like what your 2 other tiers above are.
Okay.
All right, next one.
We have 4 left. So to get back to it, this is my favorite one because this is the one that made me think of this in the first place. Psychic damage. Now,
Dating
good. We're both on the same boat on this one.
women.
I had a moment of deja vu recently, and then I thought about it after I was out of that situation that caused me that.
Okay.
And then it flashed me back to my ex, and that was like a mental flashbang that like actually stunned me in real life. And I think that's 1 point of psychic damage. Because I think something happened in my brain signals that where my brain was trying to protect me from the memory.
Yeah.
And that's what probably the deja vu was. But then I forced through that by thinking it out, and it felt bad. It hurt.
Oh, dude. That's like earlier today. I didn't know she was back, like fully back. And I drove by today just to go to Thatcher's earlier today. And I drove by, saw the car, and I felt like a shooting pain under my heart. Not my heart, under it. I was like, ugh. 1 point. I felt like I just lost a point. Maybe
like
no, that was a 5
You're like
points.
gut biome.
It felt like my gut punched me. I'm like, ugh. And it's like after that little thing, I made like a little Minecraft fucking damage sound. After that, it like faded quickly. I'm like, what the? We need a napkin.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's funny that you say that because like emotional traumas, they're not just like in your brain.
They have a
you
physical,
feel them in other parts of your body, which is weird because the word psychic implies that it's just your brain.
Yeah, no.
Or it's something stemming from your brain. I guess that's kind of what qualifies.
I feel like
it.
a lot of like mental things have a physical feeling.
You feel them in different places.
A lot
in
of
your
things,
body.
like anxiety, you feel it just all over.
I think that the emotion response center in your brain is probably like pushing up against the nerve centers in your brain. I think those two hemispheres kind of are colliding. I don't know the brain layout very well, but I think if I'm thinking back to Psych 1 correctly, those two kind of not clash, but they rub against each other. So maybe like the nervous signal getting sent out kind of like if your neighbor got your mail, it's like kind of the same shit.
It's cuz like if it was just mental, that would have been fine. But like
you felt it somewhere else and it hurts.
And it's like, "Oh, fuck. I have to ruminate on this for a few minutes." And it's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." But if it was just mental, the mental thing would be like, "Oh, okay." and then you just keep driving. But then it's just like, oh fuck. Physically, it's like there's something like there's a little guy boxing your fucking heart, and it's like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. That's annoying. Fuck you, guy. How do I evict this little squatter? With pills, probably. SSRIs would get rid of him.
I got another easy one here.
Okay.
Radiant.
Ray.
Light-based damage.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, it's white halogen LED lights in cars, in your rear view or right behind you. Because they take all of my mirrors out.
Yeah.
And if I try and use my mirrors, I feel a physical pain in my eyes from the lights. That's why I wear these glasses.
Yeah.
I've worn these on, I think, in the videos one or two times, but these are. I don't wear them just because I like them.
They're not
like,
blue light.
They are blue light.
Oh, they are?
They're yellowing a little
It's very
bit. Yeah.
not noticeable.
It's subtle.
Yeah.
I know. And it's subtle enough that it doesn't bug me and like change my vision too much.
Yeah.
But I wear them all the time because they're mostly opaque, or they're mostly see-through. They're not the exact opposite of opaque. And they reduce that. They reduce the blue factor of headlights in my rear view.
Yeah, so you only take
pretty
0.2
significantly. Yeah.
damage. Yeah.
It's still uncomfortable, and it's really still irritating.
No, I
but-
hate it every time. It's so bad.
I'm gonna pin that because that's another thing I want to talk about later.
Okay, all right. My radiant damage is definitely you're inside on a winter's day. There's snow on the ground, and you're like, all right, I gotta go outside really quick, and you get light from everywhere.
Snow blindness,
And you
yeah.
just fucking get hit with that.
Oh,
that might be a little
sucks.
over one, but that is pretty good radiant damage there.
Another one is like getting up to pee in the middle of the night, but you don't want to make a mess. So if you don't, this is not a
you
problem.
flick on
This is
that.
not a problem for you because your bathroom has like a little nightlight in it.
It's still
but-
not enough.
But if you flick on the fucking light and it comes on instantly and flashbangs
Yeah.
you, that's.
I sometimes do it on like
that's one.
muscle memory, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, ruined my day, my night.
This is another easy one because we already said it. Slashing. Obviously, it's a paper cut.
Yeah, paper cut is good.
There's enough different types of paper cuts and severities of it that one of them has to be the baseline.
You ever play with like a knife?
Yes.
You ever you're just cutting some bullshit, like it doesn't even matter, you're just carving at some shit, and it just like slips and cuts your finger.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my one point.
You
I think
ever-
with a knife, depending on the sharpness, it might be more.
You ever been stabbed?
Oh yeah. By.
Oh. I won't say who it was.
Yeah, Yo podcast. You have to really search.
It's on Patreon.
It's on Patreon.
But I won't tell you the name of the Patreon page.
No, we don't want money. Fuck you.
We're an anti-video game investment company.
We're anti-money.
I
They all
won't,
left at the same time. There's a parking lot here.
I won't say who, but someone I know, I sold them, like, I worked for, like, a, not telemarketing, but, like, over the phone, like, sales thing
Yeah.
for Cutco, who's, like, they sell, like, really high-end kitchen knives.
Telemarketing. I feel like that's telemarketing.
Maybe. Well, it was over Zoom.
Phone
so-
to phone.
phone to phone,
telemarketing.
Zoom to Zoom. I
It's
also
like
did
door
I
to
also-
door.
I also did 2 in person. So
Yeah.
it's
I remember you told me
blurry.
about that job. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Shitty job, but I
Yeah.
did sell the knives to someone I know.
Mm.
And we were actually making something together in a kitchen, and the knives are actually too good. So the person who I sold the knives to had like a full, like the big ass chef's knife. They had that in their hand, and they were holding it at like hip or waist level, kind of just casually, and they didn't have any trigger discipline. They were pointing it outwards.
Right.
So we were doing stuff like moving around each other in like one segment of the kitchen over by like a stove and like countertop area. And then I go near them and they turn while they're saying something to me, and I walk into the knife.
Oh.
And it only goes about, I want to say, 1/4 of an inch. Not really that bad, but they definitely stabbed me.
Oh, fuck.
And it was like kind of at an angle where it didn't pierce like
Wasn't like-
past the muscle or anything.
Okay.
It was at kind of like an off like 45. So it kind of
like,
just
it was
pierced.
a slice.
Yeah, it was more of like a slice, but
Yeah.
it went in and out.
Knives are fucked.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what there's a feeling when you get cut. When you cut your fingers or something, it's not like pain.
It's like an intensity almost.
It's like a It's like the air is getting sucked out of your finger or something. I don't know what it is. It's like this.
It's those nerves being exposed to the air.
Yeah.
Because the air itself is gentle, but it's not something that your blood vessels and your deeper layers of skin have been feeling.
You're not
before.
used to that feeling. It's not it's not instantly pain. I'd never felt it as like instant pain. It would be like a few seconds after maybe I'm like, ow, fuck.
There's like a mini panic signal that your body sends out that tells you that
there's a cut.
Your inside nerves are now outside.
There's an opening in your body.
Yeah.
And that's different from a paper cut. That is like instant pain. You feel that from a paper cut. A slash of a knife, that's like a delayed thing. It's like, yeah, it's a bizarre feeling. I don't know what to call it. There should be a name for that. I'm sure there's a name.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure there's a name.
We got one left here.
Okay.
Thunder.
Thunder damage.
Now, thunder is specifically, its real life equivalent is noise, because it's
like
the
concussive
air
noise
that comes from. It's a concussion of air. Yeah. I've been hit by thunder damage. I think specifically one time in my life. So I don't know if this is 1 point, but I know it hurt a little bit. During COVID, I was with Nico and Malachi and Jake and all of my old friends
gang.
from my grade in high school, and we're sitting in Malachi's backyard, and he's got a fire pit. We're all sitting around a fire pit. It's like It's either like the middle of the spring or the middle of the fall, so it's like a little chilly out. Nighttime. I'm sitting in front of the fire, and I'm kind of tired, so I'm like the only one who's still sitting down. Everybody else has like gotten up and they're gone somewhere over away, and one of them has a lighter, and the lighter stops working, but there's still a little bit of fuel in it.
Oh.
So they take it and they fucking loud, high-pitched pop explosion.
Yeah.
And I don't get hit with any of the embers from the fire. And my eyes were closed, so I didn't get like blinded by it. But that pop like really rung my ears. And that shit hurt. And I think that's thunder damage.
For me, that would be like a quarter stick. There was a party I went to. I think I posted it on my story. Remember that when I was
with
on
the
my
motorcycle
story?
and the
motorcycle in there, and we're all having fun. But just after that moment, the party owner. What do you call them? The host.
The host.
Yeah,
the party owner goer.
He walks up, and I'm not paying attention. I'm talking to this guy about. He's like, I grew up in Ghana, and I was like, oh, cool. Let me talk to you. And he's like, fuck all these white people. I'm like, yeah, fuck them all, dude. He's like, I'm like, I can't believe he still thinks I'm not white. Okay, cool. And then we're talking. And then all of a sudden, I hear a tss. I ignore it because I'm drunk. And I'm staring at him, and we're still talking. And I see his eyes light up. I'm like, what the fuck? And before I can make the full turn, boom! Shockwave hits me. Both ears go out. The quarter stick was next to my ankle. It blew me up. And I'm standing there fucking missing, bro. I'm lost. I don't know which way is north anymore. I'm looking for somebody. I'm grabbing at. My eyes are closed. I'm grabbing for the nearest skin. It was fucked up.
You got like a Ukraine war mini blood audit.
I think that was like 30 points of damage, honestly. That was pretty bad. That was insane. And then the thing that I remember
a
the
lot.
most.
Do you mean like 30% of your health pool?
30%.
Were you like crippled for a little bit?
I was legit, like I went to my knees. It was close to me. I was the closest one to the explosion. Quarter sticks are no joke.
Yeah, it's a bomb.
Yeah, it's a quarter stick of dynamite. I have a full stick of dynamite in my shed that I'm terrified of. It's buried in sand in a bucket. You know that? I have a full stick of dynamite.
It's buried in sand in a bucket.
It is. We could see it. We could see the bucket. It's buried.
That's funny.
I'm waiting to use it for kicked out. I don't know where. I'm so scared of it. It could mine rock. We could mine rock with that explosion.
Yeah.
2 weeks is good.
I want to go because you just added me back on Snap today or yesterday.
Hello.
So I'm surprised that all of the saved stuff from our previous chat logs are still here. It all saved. Yeah.
I just saw the top photo.
So I was reading this, and I'm gonna skip over the big stuff, and I think we kind of touched on this a little bit before.
I'm scared.
But
I'm scared.
2 years ago, when I watched Breaking Bad,
yeah,
I texted you my completely incoherent thoughts
Yeah.
of them in the moment.
Okay.
So I want to go through these with you right now. And what I want you to do is try and tell me what you remember about when I was saying this, and also what part of the show and what scene it is you think it's going
I'm
on.
getting history checked, bro. This is crazy.
You will never
Okay.
know the time or place.
I just
But the
finished
history
both my
check always
drinks.
coming.
Oh, okay.
All right, are you ready?
All right, here we go. Yep.
All right. On July 6th, 2022 at 9:34, I say, ain't no way this bitch Skylar just smoked a cigarette while pregnant. Nah, she's scuffed as hell.
Okay.
Ain't no damn way I'm ever siding with this bitch again.
I remember that. That was I remember the episode actually. That's when she's like disillusioned with Walt. And she's like, fuck it, dude. He's so distant from me. I'm just gonna go smoke around. I'm gonna go get back with Teddy boy, my boy Ted.
Correct. 30 minutes later, I say, oh shit, this bitch Jane cute as fuck.
True.
And then 40 minutes after that, one of your favorite episodes, Walt is having his Dragon Ball battle with a fly right now. It's rubbing its hands together like a Jew.
Oh, yo, man.
That's just the episode The Fly, right?
That's the fly, yeah.
That's Breaking Bad's only filler episode.
Yeah. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty good
weird
filler.
that it's good.
Like, if you have you listened to the director commentary on it?
No.
They started off saying like the producers, they wanted a extra episode on the season because they're like, we want more episodes. And they're like, fuck, we just have to throw one in with no budget. All right, one location.
All right, this is where it gets good.
All right.
So we started in early July. About a week later, I go, Latinx pussy trap. Happens every time.
What the fuck could you mean? Oh, Jesse's new girlfriend.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And then day later, I go, and we've hit hand job number 2 of the show. Now this one's throwing me for a loop because I know what the first one is. It's the really uncomfortable first minutes of the show
Where she's talking about stocks or
at
something.
Walt's party. She's on a
Yeah.
laptop or she's reading or something.
Yeah, she's looking at. She's like, whoa.
What is hand job number 2?
Yeah, I don't know. I knew they fucked like intensely after Walter got really into hand job number 2, Hank.
After
Marie.
he's crippled.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, dude,
Oh my god, my misspeak did it.
I completely buried that in my brain.
My misspeak actually got that to me. That's insane. Subconscious is like, I'm here.
This one shouldn't be too difficult. I say, oh fuck, Walt went GTA.
Is that when he hit the 2 guys with his car?
Yep.
Yeah. I know Breaking Bad. This isn't a test for our friendship. This is Breaking Bad.
No, this is not meant to be a test for our friendship.
Okay. I thought it was.
No.
Okay.
I'm history checking you on the scenes.
Oh, I know everything.
Well, based off of my descriptions, it's supposed
Yeah.
to be.
This is going to be. Oh, yeah. It's going to be.
Mike popping the fuck off. I love it. Man solo to squat at Tilted for real. Gail's got the communist theory books and a telescope. He's just like you for real.
He's got a telescope.
This puts a timeline out for me.
Because instantly I'm thinking it's when he's clearing that little warehouse. And there's the Chinaman and the China girl. And he's like. He had the balloons that he launched in the power lines. That's what I'm instantly thinking of.
The one I'm thinking of is when he's in the cold truck, the back of the 18 wheeler.
Okay.
I think
my
that's
second
I think
thought.
that's the first fight scene he has in Breaking Bad. Isn't it?
I thought it was the balloon one. I think it's later that you see because you don't know who Gus is at the balloon one. I don't think.
Yeah. But do you know who Gus is by the time you see Gale?
Yeah.
Because this is my first mention of Gale.
Yeah. So that might be the freezer one, the freezer truck.
All right. 20 minutes later, I say, is he going to have Jesse be a PI? Jesse versus Mike super fight when? Is he really ratting on Jesse? Now, this one's difficult because I can't convey it to the listeners. But while I'm saying this, I send these 2 like crying and rat emojis or reaction images. And then after that, I say, holy fuck, the ultimate trump card. That was really close.
I feel like this is Jesse and Mike working together. They're new partners.
Is this when what?
They go on a mission together.
One of them goes to bat because Gale's in the picture. So one of them goes to bat for each other, either with Mike or Gus, saying that they won't do this without the other person.
Oh, Gale's not dead yet, you think?
No, Gale's not dead yet.
Okay. I think the thing I'm thinking of is Gale's dead.
That's next. I said, "Oh no, did Gail vouch for Walt? Dude, come on, that's too sad."
Oh,
Because that's
fuck.
right when he's pleading, and there's like
Yeah.
there's like a scene of him talking to somebody else saying how he's not a bad guy,
Yeah, I'm not
as
entirely sure.
Walt is actively planning his death.
What would it be prior to that? They were pretty good up to that point. No. They were starting to drift apart.
Yeah, because they weren't working together.
And it was like the
concussively.
ultimate test of like faith on their friendship when Jesse did pull the trigger on Gail. So
Yep.
I don't. So maybe that Mike and Jesse worked together. No, yeah, they probably did at that point. I don't know. That's a blank for me.
All right, we'll skip ahead. July 25th, 2022, at 10:09 p.m., I say, Walt trying to reason to Marie why it's okay that he's a cuck. Walt and Mike having a will they won't they over the money. Just as likely to kiss as they are to kill each other.
Okay.
Now, the later half of that, I think, is when they're talking about splitting the money and how they're going to do the math on that. And Mike's taking out a bunch of taxes because they fucked up a plan or
That's
something.
post Gus death. That has to be. And the Marie thing, that's like the gambling story that they had. And he's talking to Marie, and he's trying to like build his own narrative.
Oh, the gamble. Yeah.
And he's like,
Okay.
no, I was a piece of shit, and my wife cheated on me, and that's fine, whatever. And he tries to justify it that way.
Okay.
But so this is post Gus dead. We skipped the big chunk.
Yes. I didn't text you about that.
Yeah.
I think I was either on the phone with you or we watched some of that in person before we watched the
Yeah.
finale in person. So
Because Mike is like, I want my bigger share because I need to pay off my guys. And fucking Walter's like, what?
now the last quarter of the show is kind of blurring together for me because I think
Okay.
we're pretty close to. Yeah, it gets a little dense at the end here, but I know exactly what this is. Now this part I don't know. I say, what is this dubstep Fast and Furious moment? What the fuck is happening? And I think that's when Walt is like racing his car or something.
I think that's way earlier. That's earlier. I think the dubstep.
Jesse's forklift certified. That's hot.
Is that after?
That's the immediate next text, and it's separated by 30 minutes.
Oh my god, then Gus isn't dead.
No, he's not.
Yeah. So now I'm missing. So yeah, then it must be his red fucking Challenger.
Yeah, when he got the car for
Yeah.
Walter. I guess, okay, so at 2 days later, I say, oh yeah, Todd time.
Okay, Gus is dead.
Was Todd a named character by the time?
Yeah.
I say, shit. Why do I want to fuck Lydia right now?
Oh my god, everyone does.
And then I say, why the fuck Hank walking like a lunch lady?
Okay.
I don't think that's a specific moment.
No. That's just all the time now. 'cause
A
he's
week and a
cripple.
half later, at 10 p.m., I say the Nazis won.
Yep. They probably took out some other team or something.
Yeah, it was
that scene-
Hank. It was Hank and his partner.
Yeah. No. That's earlier. It was remember that scene where Walter says, "Say my name." You know me.
The rival dealer. Yep,
Yeah, that's
through
when
Lydia.
Todd's crew. Remember that scene where Todd's crew kills all of them?
Okay. Todd falls for the Czech pussy trap.
Oh.
Classic Irish mistake.
I mean, I couldn't.
And then I say in all caps, "Oh, dude, the snow."
Okay, so now, oh man, we're skipping giant chunks.
Yep.
So now Walter got erased by the vacuum man.
Yes.
He lives in New Hampshire. That's where he's at. And he's out in the snow in a cabin. That's where that is.
The color grading changed for the first time.
Yeah. Well, no, the first time was Mexico. It became orange.
Well, the classic color grading.
Yeah.
I mean. But you're right. I say, "Oh fuck, dude, epic Todd Nazi time, Latinx reverse trap card," and then in all caps I say, "Oh fuck yeah, I love evil."
Okay.
I know what that is. I know which one this is, but I want to see
They
if you
killed
know it.
her.
Which one's her?
The Mexican chick that he's dating.
Yes, and
They shot her in the
enslaved
head.
him,
He's like, "I'm sorry, this ain't personal." Assassinates her.
and they enslaved him. Yep, because he
Yeah.
just tried to escape.
And they're like, "At least the kid's still going. He's good."
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're like, and then they make him work that way. Fuck, I'm all out of alcohol. I'm so sad.
don't worry. We only got one segment after this. We're almost done.
I'm an alcohol. You know what? My biggest problem is whenever I drink, I can't ever be set with where I'm at. I have to drink too much every single time.
Really?
Yeah, I have to drink until I'm like wasted.
Oh,
And that's where I make poor decisions. That's when I start texting people.
true. Shut the fuck up. Let me finish this. I say, oh, fuck, Walt's overdosing on cancer. And then 30 minutes later,
Cancer's back.
I say, shit, he won. He's gaming on him. We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Okay.
Punish Jesse. A man denied his pussy.
Okay. So we are past Hank's death, I think. We're talking about like when he goes to the Gray's house, their mansion, and he like fucking gets the laser pointer guys to like threaten him. I think that's what that is.
Yes, because those are successive, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, because he does that before he goes to free Jesse. So that's
Yeah.
all just that scene I'm talking about. And I say, how long is that? 10 minutes later, I'm like, dude, this is epic. Rice and sugar, classic sugar substitute. Dude, Walter has the one ring. He's going to Mount Doom. Cast it into the meth from whence it came. Marie has been de-purpled over the phone, benched from the party.
I don't know what that means.
This is when
De-purpled.
Rice and sugar is when he kills Lydia.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But Walter having the one ring.
I mean, the ricin is the one ring, I guess, because it's been like a ongoing plot.
Yes, yeah.
They never used the ricin really.
Marie, that's Marie's last scene, right? Is
Yeah.
when they tell her over the phone that, or Walt tells her over the phone when he's gonna leave.
This is earlier. He's like, you're never gonna see Hank again.
Yeah.
That's earlier to this scene, I think. But maybe it's no, because right after Hank's death, that's when that happens. So it's not episodes apart.
And then about the finale of the show, I say, dude, that was gaming as hell.
Yeah.
I have a bomb, asterisk blood loss. I don't know why I corrected.
I don't know. The M60 in the trunk.
I think I just broke my bad.
The M60 in the trunk going bah, 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 just horizontal, just wiping everybody out in the room. So good.
You say to me, now you just have to watch the movie for the epilogue. And I say, no, I don't want to. And then you go, Todd is in it, though. And I go, okay, you've convinced me.
Okay.
The prospect of Zombie Todd has won me over.
Yeah.
And that was us breaking our bad.
That was Breaking Bad. That was pretty good.
That's Breaking Bad, as well as me remembering Breaking Bad, as well as you remembering me recapping Breaking Bad.
I feel like I remembered a lot of that, surprisingly. That was pretty good, even from that brief recollection.
You know, given how much we drank during that specific period of time when we were hanging out, I'm surprised I have such coherence remembering all of that time frame.
Yeah.
All right, that was another good segment.
That was pretty good.
The last thing, and this is me taking a pin out of a thing we said earlier.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to talk about enshittification before. Have you heard this word?
No. I mean,
So-
I feel like I know what it means.
Is when technology on a technical, or I guess like a baseline level, improves and is implemented into everyday life, but its quality of life decreases.
Oh.
So there's no
So it's like an AI and Google.
AI,
Yeah.
white halogen headlights being too bright. The fact that over half of the cars on the road are like lifted above regular height, so they're not at sedan level. So sedans get beamed with that shit all the time. Also in cars, control panels not having input buttons anymore.
Yeah, no, it's all touchscreen.
It's all touchscreen, and the touchscreens have lag, so you have to be more distracted while you're driving to like adjust things like
It's like tap. Boop. No,
Boop.
yeah, that's like a lot. That's like all right, smart, like I saw like this thing. I'm like, oh, this is a cool thing. It's like a smart mixer for all your alcoholic drinks, but you need to get their specific package of mixer fluid. It's like,
Oh,
motherfucker, it scans the QR code, and that's the only way it'll work. It's like, fuck, that's stupid. It's smart. It's stupid, though.
And shittification is really interesting to me because it's just like the thing we were talking about earlier with things being mistakes before they can be iterated to be better.
Yeah.
But I think this is a specific problem that comes from an older generation's mindset about technology. Now, this is an anecdote, but my dad is super into pointless technology. Like, he's super into fucking batteries and smart devices. He hates Alexas. He's like, oh, the government's... He's one of those, like, government is listening to you guys. But he has motion sensors that turn on lights in our apartment.
Yeah.
Which is fucking retarded. Because the light switches have to be in on mode all the time. Electrical signal running.
Get like a smart switch that switches on its own there.
My dad has masking tape over all of the light switches.
Oh,
in our house.
no.
So now you can't even touch them to turn them off. So while there's technically a technological marvel in this area, it has reduced the quality of life in the area I'm living drastically, because something so simple as sensory inputs to control your environment are now greatly reduced.
He adopted one side of it without adopting the full thing. Because the full thing would be to spend like $100 or $200 to replace every light switch in your house with smart switches. That's the 100% going there. Because then you wouldn't have to tape it over. They'd switch automatically with the whole system. That's frustrating.
Now
That's like you're almost there.
We live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but it's a pretty nice 2-bed. One of them is a master bedroom that has its own bathroom, and then I have my own bedroom.
Okay.
And then there's a second bath. Like, it's a decent amount of space, but it's still 2-bedroom apartment. He has 3 Wi-Fi signal boosters in this apartment, all on one floor. So really no need for it. He's got one plugged directly into the router. Like, he's got an entertainment center and then the TV on it, and then all this bullshit back here behind it, with including the router modem and this signal booster.
Yeah, signal boosters are good for a big house or if you want your signal in your backyard.
The signal booster has an Ethernet output.
Yeah.
So he runs it directly across the hall from the living room area to the dining room. Now, this is like 6 feet. It's not that far. But he runs this Ethernet cable to his laptop that he sits there at the dining room table and uses while he's working from home. This is not a huge problem. And it's convenient that you can have a direct Ethernet plug-in. And in fact, I have an Ethernet plug-in from the signal booster that he put in my room into my laptop. It makes online gaming super convenient.
Gaming is the main thing.
It makes it super
for
convenient.
For browsing, I don't know how that does anything.
The enshittification part of this is that there's now a jumbled up wire, like trip wire, basically, that I stumble over all the fucking time. Because it's not in a set place. It's not just an obstacle. It has a lot of slack in it. So every time you trip over it, it changes its position because you've kicked it.
Yeah.
So you always have to be wary about walking in this area. He also has an Ethernet cable running from that signal booster to one in his room that I don't know what he's using it for. But it's a secondary tripwire hazard that leads to my room and to my bathroom. And it partially prevents him from closing his door to his bedroom because it goes under it. We have a carpet and this thing's dude,
no.
Which is like, there's a technical progression here that is ruining your lives.
You could kind of fix it with a flat cable, maybe run it in a smart way.
I don't know. There's only so many limited modifications you can make to the environment because, again, it's an apartment.
Yeah.
So you can solve it at most with tape against a wall.
A house would be easier because you could run it through the walls.
Now, the other thing that I think is on a more grandiose public scale, not against this anecdote, just in general, is AI. Now, I don't like AI as it is for a multitude of reasons, but the difference in opinion we have about it as a tool is not the crux of this. I don't like its inclusion in everything online right now. I hate that web browsers and social media apps are constantly, and you can't turn them off, they're constantly shoving their AI fixture in your face and doing these like pop-up screens to tell you to use it, or be like, hey, have you seen this thing? Why don't you ask our AI Grok to tell you a little story? I cannot make a fucking Google search without... Now, here's my thing again. I don't care if an AI web training model is used by Google to tell you the like best answer that it highlights when you Google search something. What I really hate is that it has like a little like colored light behind it, and it says AI model answer. It's collected from this block of text.
Yeah.
And it's
well, I like
being
that the
shoved in
AI
your face.
answer, you can click a button on it, and it brings you to the link that it's referencing, which is kind of neat. I like that.
It's just
I've used that pretty often.
It's in the forefront of everything right now.
Yeah.
And its art generation on a regular consumer level is not great right now. But hyper-specified ones that are being trained against the schlock that it's pushing out that goes back into the internet to like hide the noticeable AI features like the finger thing and background textures and people and things that are overlapping. That's very scary. Because on the regular level, it's kind of shit, and then at the higher level, it's like there's
a lot
it's
of
almost
things
like
that
it's almost like a
really
professional
fucking
Photoshop made as like propaganda. It's like CIA propaganda.
It's
level.
really good at certain things. It'll relight certain things in the image. It'll make it look fully natural. Also, it's really good if you're getting into electronics and you're like, I'm not a programmer. How do I program this? You just type in your exact specific case that you need, and it'll print out code. It got good at doing code. Before, early on, it was rudimentary. You could kind of use it to program. Now it's really damn good. You just maybe have to check some of its cases, syntax errors. It will still have some of those, but it is overall, its line of thinking about programming is pretty on point. So if you wanted like a sensor that only detects this type of light, you could type that in and be like, and it'll spit out a whole wall of code, and you could plug that in and it will just work. That's so good.
I don't like that as a concept though, because it's fucking lazy. Not that people shouldn't be able to make things and have a tool that can help them, but like ChatGPT being really good at spitting out code, as just for instance, is like you're not learning how to do anything with that. You're getting a copy paste answer that you can throw in to something, and you're not improving yourself, and you also don't have any practical knowledge. At least when you like look up a YouTube tutorial or something, you might not you might not fully understand it, but you have to intake that information in order to know what exactly to copy and paste over.
Coding might just turn into like a conversation with the computer. That might just be what it becomes. And there's like a few people at the top echelon that get paid an insane amount that know how to program. They're up there. That's how it seems to, like right now, it's not the best. Like you can't use it in a professional sense that much. You could plug in certain answers quickly and like speed run coding. But you still need to like have a rough knowledge of what like how programming language works to know. Like you plug it in, I get like an error. I'm like, oh, I know how to fix that because I did a computer science class. I could fix some of the problems, and then it works. And then sometimes I don't even need to fix anything, which is cool. But if you have something really complex, you need like a lot of wording. You could talk it out with the AI. You're like, so I plugged in this code that you gave me, and this part doesn't work. He keeps giving me this error. And then the AI comes back to you saying, oh, never mind. Sorry. This is what you need to plug in and make it work. And then you plug it in and it does work.
Yeah.
And that is insane. It gives people the tools to make shit, which is super cool. And we're going to end up with like the same thing. Like there used to be a lot of people that made wooden wheels, that it was like, it's everybody. They don't get paid a lot. Now people that make wooden wheels nowadays, they get paid a lot. Because there's very few of them, and it's a technology that's automated at this point.
There's
artisans.
There is a good ending where, I guess, teachers, because they might need to be sought out, and thus they probably have like a higher barrier to entry for their skill and communication.
We're gonna get rid of teachers pretty quickly.
That's the bad part. Is that while it gets phased in, number one, people aren't learning as much, and they're not learning as well. Because it's in this phase where it's like just everywhere, but it's not like actually been implemented into the systems we already have.
Yeah.
It's a cheap cop out for learning, where you don't actually have to learn. You can just get the answer right now. Where it's like early internet almost, where when encyclopedias and resources for information first widely became available and Google optimized it for their search engine, you wouldn't have to learn a lot of things. You could just Google the answer to your fucking homework and then get it and then write it down on a piece of paper and turn it in.
Google got really good at being a teacher.
Yeah.
But
people are actually, but when that happened, there was kind of like a cultural shift, and also like Alphabet, Google, and YouTube were pumping into their marketing that you can learn from this as a resource now, instead of just doing something with it.
Yeah.
Like they advertised against using it as a cheap cop-out to just tell me the answer. They wanted like YouTube University to be a thing, where people are encouraged to Google how to do something and then learn that from their web browser, from their web source, or get more resources from the web browser to do it. Or watch a YouTube tutorial where that person who posted it can then make money.
Tutorials, that's how I learned editing. That's how I learned a lot of things through YouTube, like actual taught things. I think we're going away from that because people could just get the answer. But the thing is, I remember in college, there was I was taking calculus in college, and some of the problems, I'm like, I missed the class. Like, I just didn't show. It was an early class, and I just slept in, and I was like, fuck, I missed the whole class. What's the topic? I typed it in. I'm like, teach it to me. And I talked to it a bit, and it learned the way I wanted to be taught. It was like, I could explain it in your terms now, and it was like the best teacher I could ever have. Huh. It was so perfect. It was talking to me in the language that I wanted to hear.
Well, that's good, because at least you were asking to be taught.
Yeah, and I learned it that way, and I internalized it, and I got a fucking awesome grade. And the teacher's like, you're never going to pass. I'm like, I did it, bitch. I learned.
At least that part of like it's just the cultural zeitgeist we're in this exact moment of time is that it's not been integrated into.
It needs to be fully integrated.
It needs to be fully integrated, and before it can be iterated to be better, because as it stands, it just is, and it's not great.
AI will become great when we give up the whole Apple AI. Their Apple Intelligence, whatever the fuck, AI, Apple Intelligence. They announced their stuff as super private. They're like, privacy is key. We don't want it to overlap with any other buckets of information. When we give up on that whole tirade, whenever it can seep into your messages, it could see how you type to your friends. It could see how you search. It could see what videos you film. It could see all of your Google search history. It sees everything about you, and it knows you well.
I'd bet you that's already being built into the hardware for the later iterations.
It could do that now. But right now it's just people are just too apprehensive about that big jump. As soon as it could do that, AI is going to be at its peak, because then it could talk to you how you'd want to be spoken to. It could talk to you and it understands you. And then when everybody has AI, the magic world is like, yo, it'll talk to you about your friends, your friend group. It'll catch you up with stuff. It'll plan things out well for you.
Dude, I said this before.
It'll be your Jarvis.
I said this before on the podcast, but when that happens, the Windows Phone comeback is gonna be crazy.
It might be.
Cortana, baby.
Oh my god, Cortana. I wish I could see her too. The Halo 4 version of her. Oh my god.
But I altered her character model so she looks a bit more like Billie Eilish.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I get a little Billie Eilish in my telephone.
Dude, I have to do a fucking QuickTime event opening my phone to see my Billie Eilish Cortana.
Dude, there's no way.
Pass.
I'd open my phone and I'd be like, all right, I need to get one out really quick. And then I could get the information when I'm sober.
Yeah.
When I'm cum sober.
Come sober, huh? You know what? That feels like a good place to call it.
And that's the podcast, everybody.
This podcast is so back.
We are so back.
Unbelievably, it's so back. How long have we done? Almost 3 hours.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Whenever this happens.
We'll be back in 30 minutes. It's going to be every half hour. We film an episode.
AI-generated podcast.
Yeah. This is training material for the AI.
We only brought it back for the training model.
Yeah. Have a good night, fuckos.
Bye, gamers.
Mischief Castle REBIRTH.